really do like this team, and I think they have a lot of quality. But they have the last two best of threes they've played. They actually haven't won a map in either of them, and one of them was a 2-0 loss to 4 Glory, which you wouldn't necessarily expect for a team like GamerLegion. So they're going to want to bounce back today. Don't forget, this is the 0-1 matchup in the Swiss stage. So whoever loses this best of 3 goes down 0-2, and that is a scary place to be.
Absolutely, especially when you consider the class of the competition here in the Pinnacle Cup. There's just no easy matches at all, so finding yourself in the 0-2 bracket is pretty much a one-way ticket to being eliminated.
Yeah.
Either way, both of these teams, probably looked at this bracket and would have expected themselves to make it through. So one of these teams is going to be in a pretty rough position after this matchup here, Trav.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one, of course. 0-2 at any point. You have to win the 3 best of 3s in a row to get yourself through to the next stage. But in we come with the veto, and the first ban will be Overpass from Sinners. I do believe we're going to see an Inferno ban from GamerLegion, and that's not a bad choice because Sinners absolutely adore Inferno at the moment. It's their best map by far. So that's obviously going to be one to get rid of immediately.
I'm right there with you. Love that decision. Neither of these two teams played Dust 2, so they both float Dust 2 in the first phase there of the ban as well. Nobody punish picks it between them because they just both don't like the map. It's Nuke for Sinners, it's Mirage for GamerLegion, and Ancient will be the decider. So actually, I really like that both teams were confident enough there to leave Dust 2 in the first phase of the picks, eliminating one of their opponent's strengths instead.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, it's actually a little bit of a surprise that they left Dust 2 in. As you say, they just decided, okay, well, we both have a permaban in common here. Let's just float it for the second phase and see what happens. And yeah, we do get to see Ancient as a decider. And Ancient is one which both these teams do play, but neither actually have a great record on. So yeah, I'll be curious to see if that one becomes a little bit of a messy, exciting decider. If we get there, of course. I feel like a series like this has got a third map written all over it, but I've said that about a few series lately, and we've seen quick 2-0s.
Yeah, that's a good point. Nothing really going according to plan here in the games that we've cast most recently. We will see if that's the case here once again with Sinners and GamerLegion. I mean, looking at the map pool, I kind of think I might be favoring GamerLegion here slightly. Nuke is a map that they were picking regularly not too long ago. Mirage is their most played map. They love the map. They've been looking good on it as well. Sinners have been a little bit shaky on Mirage as of recent times. So I think I'm kind of looking at this right now and probably slightly favoring GamerLegion, even going into Ancients as well. It's a map that they have shown great form on. Maybe again recently not as good, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with GamerLegion for this one if I have to try and pick a horse to get across the line in this matchup between these two teams. It's a tough one, but I think I'd go with the Swedes.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna side with you on that one as well because I do feel confident in GamerLegion's Mirage. As you say, it's not been foolproof, but against Sinners, I actually do. I'm pretty confident in that for sure. Nuke, I think, could be a bit more of a 50-50. I do remember seeing Sinners play. I casted Sinners playing a lot of Nuke when they had Oscar. I do believe that actually this is my first time casting Sinners since they added Forzy, and that's been a little while now. So yeah, they were great on Nuke with Oscar for a period. Then they slowed down. Then they removed Oscar. Now they've added Forzy, and I haven't seen him on Nuke since. So I hope we get to see some of the old style Sinners that did so well on that map and put some great results past some of the higher ranked teams in events like IEM4 like last year, for example.
It's what they were known for, right? As being like this team that kind of just made their way through the ranks. From tier 4, tier 3, they added Oscar. That elevated them to a tier 2 team. And then all of a sudden, we saw them consistently winning tier 2 competitions and against tier 2 teams. And then even pushing the envelope against tier 1.5 as well, right? So I'm right there with you. I hope that we get to see them sort of getting back to that level. I will say, you even alluded to it at the beginning of the broadcast. Most people expected this roster to capitulate once Oscar, sort of went in a different direction. But they're still there and they're still actually performing well. They're probably fighting a little bit harder than what they had to before. But, props to them for still being able to keep up with the game here without him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think that Oscar, even showed in a couple of the mixed teams he played in the RMR Open Qualifier that he's, the quality is still there. So obviously, it just they wanted to move on, bring up someone new. I do believe Forzy came from Isuba, if my brain is ticking over with that one. So yeah, I mean, I do remember watching him on Isuba once or twice, and I always could tell that he was a quality AWPer. So we're going to jump into the piston now and we're going to get going. This is actually going to be our first Pinnacle Cup match in this event, so I'm excited to get started, and here we go.
Oh, Trevor, it was actually Enterprise that Forstier was playing for.
Oh, Enterprise, of course it was. My bad,
Yeah. No.
It,
I was confused as well. Same nationality as your Super Lads, right? As we do see this pistol round getting underway. Aggression in towards the A site's underway, and it is going to be Eam who misses a couple shots there. Does spot the players going down the vent. That's going to be Era as the first rotator. He's in no man's land, though, and actually, he's not just going to get completely overwhelmed. Kill comes through for Forstier, and it's a response from Zero.
Got completely overwhelmed there, as you say. Everyone just rushing through single door at once. Zedco will deal with Zero in the end there, and that gives them a 4v3 after plant here now on the pistol round. They haven't got a defuse kit picked up, do GamerLegion here. So they're just going to have to win the duels straight up. They will manage to find one, thankfully, as shot gets dropped by Rusty, and Rusty gets a second as well. Now can they team up against the last two players? Zedco isn't full HP, and they find him. It's now all down to B-Stick, and he's actually nowhere near this play, but he does have a Molotov. This could actually win the round straight up right now. If he can just waste the clock now, I think he might have won this round solely thanks to utility. It's going to be a long burn. Let's see how much he can get done. He goes down. Do they have time? No. I think that's it.
There we go. I mean, there was pretty much no other way for him to win that round, right? Besides just dropping the molly and buying the time for his team. No kit for GamerLegion ends up costing them. And I'm kind of surprised they don't have a kit on the CT side of Nuke as well, the pistol round. I feel like you very often end up having to retake on the CT side of Nuke first. So, yeah, maybe a bit of a missed trick there. Great retake, great shots being landed by Rusty. Everything went according to plan. I really like the protocols on the retake as well. You know, everybody working in tandem as they progress in towards the site. They did everything according to the book. They just didn't account for the Molotov.
Indeed. And you know, I've just remembered, right? The reason why I thought it was a Suba is because Enterprise took a player from a Suba to replace Forzi. So that was the sort of circle of life that went through that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why my brain got muddled with that one. But yeah, it's that can happen sometimes. Forceby coming in, actually winning one out right now by GamerLegion, and despite the fact that B-Stick burns down Zero, it's left Neofrag in a 1 versus 2. So this Force Buy is working out very nicely at the moment, but Neofrag is full health. Bomb dropped on the site. Isaac is low. You can easily take him down, and yes, finds him. It's now all down to Era, but he does have a rifle. It's a full rifle duel right now. Fake on the bomb comes in, but Neofrag spots it. And that's a great recovery from him to stop that Force Buy from being a reality.
Oh man, so cool, calm and collected there from Neofrag. I mean, you know, had so much time to play with there, knew that there was one player on the site, ends up clearing him out, you know, very patiently, just taps the bomb, fakes the plant, pulls that player out from having, you know, like extracting poison from a wound. Can't, you know, really fault Era either for going for the peak, hoping to just get the player on the plant. And it's actually what almost looks like an easy 1 versus 2 clutch. Actually saves the day there because GamerLegion were making that fourth buy look really good, but they can't get across the line, and it means they'll have to go for the full eco.
And in the end, that Molotov that B-Stick managed to get, I think it was, you know, posthumously. But he did get that frag with the Molotov, and that left Neofrag in a 1v2 rather than a 1v3. So I think that made the difference in the end, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
And rewarded
couple Molotov kills
pistols
coming through here and making a difference already.
Thankfully, they're rewarded with pistols in this next round, so they should have a clean 3-0 start. Sinners on the T side of Nuke, and yeah, you're absolutely right. It's interesting that no game of Counter-Strike is exactly the same, so you know, you get things like that which can often pop up and be a bit of an interesting look at a game. 2 Molotovs, as you say, basically winning by extension on the second one, but basically winning the first 2 rounds for Sinners.
GamerLegion just going to be stacking up a little bit, turn towards the A site. Sinners taking their time, waiting to see if there's any aggression that might come through from the CTs they can look to punish. Have been able to get themselves ramp control. I think there's a bit of a flank coming through from outside right now. Yeah, that's Era. He's going to catch Zedco off guard here. Should be at least 1 kill for free. Go for the knife, Era. That makes sense because he wants to go. There we go. $1,500. Thank you very much, sir.
A free gun as well.
Blade in between your shoulder blades.
Yeah, not fun. As you say, bomb will go down, but there's no reason for GamerLegion not to go for this because they're buying next round anyway, so they're just going to throw their bodies in and see what happens. This should be a bit of a grinder coming in here. Great flash, though. That could actually set the player up. But Forzi will open the double doors at exactly the right time, and in comes the Mac 10, and that should be the cleanup that is required. Here is Galil that he recovered, is the last one left. He's going to go for the kill, of course, anyway, as he is buying, as I said. He will get taken down. So good recovery from Sinners. Era has plenty of money now, as you say. It's always nice to get that little bit of bonus. He can have full utility probably now with his sniper rifle, so that's good.
Yeah, so obviously this is Sinners' map pick. I mean, they do lose a couple players in that anti-eco round, but they're still sitting comfortably here. I'd say with the 3-0 start, maybe, maybe not enough cash to justify a full buy if they lose this. So kind of, on the flip side of that means it's a good opportunity here for GamerLegion to get their campaign underway, win this round. 3-1, not much money in the bank for the T side. They force back in response. Oh no! Oh, Forcey, he read the play. Knew exactly what was going on there, but he can't connect the shot to be rewarded for his read.
Yeah. We've got some tasty AWP duels to cast today, haven't we, Hayes? We've got Try versus Smooya coming up after this, and now we have, right in front of our eyes, Forzy and Era facing off. So this is going to be an interesting couple of games today. I'm looking forward to this, especially. Bit of a standoff at the moment toward lobby, just waiting for any aggression that might come through from GamerLegion, but there's no reason to do that, of course. Just going to wait, possibly do an execute later on, maybe with around 30 seconds on the clock, something like that. Reminder that you can scroll down and click all the panels below the stream to get involved with our partners. We've got AstroPay, we've got MSI, and you can also fill in our CCT survey for a chance to win some skins as well. So get yourself involved with those.
Sinners taking their time. Have a look at B-Stick. He's just actually starting to take a bit of control towards outside. They did throw the full wall of smokes there, so GamerLegion are limited for information. And Zero's in a forward position towards ramp right now. He's going to have a few players coming through in a moment's time. Not too much time left on the clock either. And there's a player in the B bomb site. So if Zero gets a kill, if maybe even two, GamerLegion will be in such a strong position in the round right now. Here tucked into the corner, does deal with the first, doesn't take much damage in the process, gets overwhelmed, and the AWP is going to be forced back. In fact, Error burns out. But there's only 20 seconds left here, Trav. And they're going to be going into the B site.
Time is rough. Rusty's here. He could probably just win the round for his team right now. Look at all the damage done. Isaac's here too. Oh no, it's a wipeout for Sinners. It took a little bit too long. What did I say about trying to entry toward a site with 30 seconds to go? Well, they entryed ramp with 30 seconds to go, but ramp isn't the bomb site. So in the end, they took a little bit too much time to clear out Zero in that cubby, of course. He did get his one kill, and that delayed it, maybe an extra 5 seconds. And that was enough to force them into the player on B.
Yeah.
Kills came through in the end.
I think B-Stick probably needed to be a lot further forward there as well, pressuring the B bomb site. If you think about the fact that they had the outside smokes deployed, it's only natural for GamerLegion to send somebody down into secret at that point. So, even though they get the ramp player, you almost certainly have to expect that there's going to be a second player to try and defend that B bomb site. They never really ever left themselves enough time to try and get that kill before they got the plants. So I felt like the round was actually pretty much over, once Zero got the kill, as you said, and they just paused for a few more seconds. So good effort from GamerLegion. Do win the round. A Deagle in play, a Galil as well. Yeah, good advantage for the CT side here.
This is last buy, of course. Zedco will sacrifice himself in this round. Just the Deagle. Maybe just a flash, as you can see. 4 rifles on the other Sinners players. Aggression towards Secret coming in from Rusty. Probably waiting for a flash from a teammate to have a peek toward outside red. B-Stick is staring at it at the moment. Here is here to help as well from that very, very powerful steps angle towards CT spawn. Easily takes B-Stick out, and that's one of the rifles gone, not Zedco. Oh, that Deagle, no armor, so that could be problematic. Rusty's still here as well.
I do like this position that he's taking up right now, getting a lot of information late in the round. Can probably make his way back and towards secret stairs as the round goes on. No, never mind. He just audaciously stands out in the open. Shock's going to just wonder what on earth Rusty is doing in that position. Kill comes through for the CT, and it's a big advantage here now with 5 versus 3 in play. Zedco trying to be the man to get a kill back, but he ends up falling as well. That only compounds the problems for Sinners. Isaac with another beautiful shot there onto Neofrag. Means only 40 left remaining.
Been dinked down to the edge of the box as well. 6 HP. And then we'll finish him off. It's GamerLegion's second round on the CT side on the board. That does force Sinners now to a full eco. When you're around 2k per player, of course, that is the time with basically whatever loss bonus you have usually to go for a full eco rather than a force buy, because you're not 1400. You can by no means double eco. So you can see the Pinnacle odds on your screen right there. Very even for this series, and that's basically what we both said. So, I'm expecting to see this one go the distance. See how the first map goes, though, first. We need to see how much damage Sinners can do on this round. Probably you're expecting with the blocks, mostly, actually. Just maybe 1 kill would be an absolute dream in a situation like this.
Yeah, can't really ask for much more. comes down to GamerLegion's discipline as well. Make sure that they don't give any unnecessary opportunities away. You look at their money coming into this round. They've got a bit of cash on a few players, but certainly not enough to afford a full buy. So they're going to want to try and build a bit of a buffer for themselves. Rusty playing whack-a-mole right now with Forsey. He's not really much of a threat though, because Forsey's got a Glock, so it's not like this. You get punished, right? Even if you don't hit your shots.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, even at that range, right? It's not like, even if he had a lack of a helmet, which he doesn't, even that headshot from that range probably would do, what, like 60, 70 damage? So you can easily take that gamble, no reason to worry yourself. And they do clean up in the end, as you'd expect, with all 5 players alive. So good start for the CT side. Sinners have to try and change up their T side now. They've been guessed with their ramp play on that gun round previously, with a couple of extra player down toward B as well. So need to change something up, do something different. Maybe a fast play in toward A with utility. Maybe a play toward outside, splitting in toward main with players coming in through door and hut, something like that. But let's see.
Yeah, it could be a good option. I think that they normally do their very passive T side on the map here. You know, just using the timing around. B-stick is going to be towards outside. Doesn't at all consider Rusty to be underneath silo. First blood goes the way of the Swedish IGL. And I wonder if Sinners want to try and change the face off the back of that. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to get in towards the safe bomb site. Utility is good though. Eam completely blinds up Shock. He's been taken down, and now they're going to pull the handbrake up once again. Got nothing to show for this round. They've just been shut down at every turn and everything they've tried.
I had nothing from this at all. Nothing from this at all. Only a bit of a chip damage to Isaac and Rusty, and that's all you can write home about. There was still scouting toward outside as well, just seeing if anyone's got the idea of wanting to cross. A boost toward the top of red might be the way to go, but when the AWP is in such a defensive position, it can be very hard to clear them out of that angle. You don't have an AWP yourself to counter it. He's looking for it. He just rotate away, and he got boosted up there. So damage now has to be the order of the day in a 3v5 with the damage done to Sinners in this round. They need to try and stop GamerLegion from winning 2 rounds in a row with all 5 players up.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be great for their cause here on, you know, considering GamerLegion starting to actually build some momentum here on the CT side. Their money is getting really strong as well, and it's so rough to fight back as the T side on Nuke once you've lost, like, you know, the control of the economic game. And it actually looks like they're already committing to the save here, which is already a bit of an obscure decision, isn't it? I mean, they've got, what, 3 counts of round loss bonus behind them, so they'll get 2,900 when they lose this round. I guess B-Stick and Shock can afford, like, Desert Eagles and Armor, but, I mean, at GamerLegion are actually probably going to be starting to put a bit of pressure onto Sinners, I would say, by winning these 4 consecutive rounds.
Yeah, this is a weird one because, like, you're in a situation, say this was a gun round coming up and you could afford 3 rifles, usually you'd invest in that, right? Maybe a Mac-10, a Tech-9, a Deagle, as you say, on the other 2 players, because the majority of players are already on rifles. But when you're saving on the T side and you have, what, Zedco can only afford 1 smoke, Forzy and Nearfrag are maxed out, so can't afford any utility of their own. It's a tough one. As you say, they can get, you know, Galil Kevlar utility or Tech-9 utility, but other than that, they really will not have much to work with at all in this round. You just have to just basically peek and win the duels.
Yeah, it does look like Neofrag is going to get an AK dropped across to him. No, he was one of the players who saved him, and I thought that's okay. I'm just looking at Shock and B-Stick, wondering how they're going to be investing their cash here, because it doesn't really make any sense for them to save, right?
The one thing, you weren't too wrong with that. In this situation, maybe if you wanted to get 4 rifles, you could just sacrifice 1 player, drop the AK, and have, what, like 200 left with just a flash. And nice. And have 4 rifles. Nice little run boost there, as you see, to get Forzy on top of the box already. Era's playing aggressive toward outside red, and he actually has support from a rifle on his right as well, but he's peeking exactly at the right time. Finds B-Stick. What will Forzy do? I think he just spots him as well at the top of the smoke. He does. And he'll fall away from that. But yeah, rather than the 4 rifles, they commit to the 3 and just a Deagle. We've seen Shock do some ridiculous stuff on that Deagle in the past, but the question is, in a round such as this, maybe the 4 rifles was the play.
Bit more of a threat for Rusty on this occasion, taking the fight right now. Zedko's got the AK-47. He's actually just going to be falling off the roof. The audio cue would have come through there for Isaac. There's going to be another kill in the round for Era. Add a 3rd to the tally there as well. He has just been omnipresent across the board, taking fights left, right, and center. Not only that, but winning them as well. Rusty's tapping down at range with the AK. Will lose his life. Isaac gets the trade, but himself is traded as well. And that means it is going to be a 1 versus 2. Forzy got a couple kills here in the round already, but it's still a very rough position for him, isn't it?
Actually winnable. It's not like it's
but it's still a tough one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, now he's going up toward T-roof with 35 seconds to go. I'm wondering whether he's considering a save here, but looks like he might be making his way down the ladder and toward lobby, going toward A. That is, I wouldn't say it's the faster choice.
Bypass error.
But yeah, that actually... Oh, did he know he was pushed up there? If he had any... Surely he didn't realise that. You can go die down to a bit, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's so unlucky. Because did he have any idea that Era was aggressive toward ramp? That they knew he was outside for so long. Maybe they thought that, oh, maybe he's gone back toward ramp and has pushed up aggressively. Maybe that was a thought process. But to actually avoid him there perfectly is unreal.
Yeah. Because he did actually rotate back to ramp and he got those kills over on that side of the map. So yeah, maybe the information was fed through. I think you could be onto something there. Good awareness there, good pathing from Forzy. Unfortunately, he ends up, overthinking it and going too deep, going down the vents and loses his life out. 5-3 is the scoreline, and now here comes that change of pace you were referring to. Maybe? No, just one down the vent.
They got one down there at least, as you say, so that's a bit of control. I'm not sure. Always on Nuke in the chaos of the early smokes and Molotovs, it can often be a question mark whether a player's actually got down the vent or not for a CT side. And I would imagine that GamerLegion are aware of this one. There's no reason for them to face shock at any point as of yet.
Big gun round here for Sinners. How do they use this player in the vents is the question. You've got a few options, right? Shock doesn't really want to definitely give away the fact that he is down there, though. So he doesn't want to open up doors and shoot out the windows, hoping to try and catch somebody who might be rotating down. But the problem is, with this type of approach, is you're not really having much impact on the round, to be completely honest, You're not really helping your team out with this position. You kind of come into the round a little bit later. But the problem is, if your teammates don't win the initial gunfight to get down towards that ramp, then you rendered useless. But that's not going to happen. Forzy steps out, pretty much pre-fires Era. Fantastic innovation coming through to get the kill on ramp. And now they've got a huge amount of positional control because of that early vent drop.
Yeah, perfect crosshair placement there as well to take Isaac out of the round. Thanks to B-Stick. Now, Rusty's here toward double doors, but he's now shown his presence. Emmers does get B-Stick in the end, so that's the lurk dealt with. He can now make his way down the vent. And maybe team up with Rusty. But in a 3v4, what can you really do with this? They are sticking around. They got money to do so. Emmers on 12.2, for goodness sake. So certainly they can stick around at least for exits and do damage to this in his economy.
You see, you got Zero all the way towards ramp as well, so he's just looking to lock them in there right now. I don't think GamerLegion actually want to go for this.
Yeah,
Sinners do have to try and exit somewhere, and I do think it's going to be towards ramp, so Zero's going to be the man called to duty here to try and keep them locked in. Team steps out. You get excited for a ninja there, perhaps, Trap.
Yeah, I mean, if he got on the bomb right then, he could have defused, but unfortunately there was still a player there, so that wasn't going to happen either way. But yeah, I really like that. I really, really like that. He's the player, as I said, who had, what, $12,200 at the time I mentioned it. He's taken one extra kill. Neofrag was the only one to survive, and they have to do a full reinvestment after winning the round, of course. And they're going to have, what, 2 Galil? Well, 1 Galil, Mac 10. The utility hasn't even been bought up yet on Zedco. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe he's just running in first. I think he is running in. Look.
Okay, go. My captain tells me ramp rush. He tells me jump. I say how high. Era up close with the AWP. Shotgun gets the kill first. Got support here from Zero as well. The two of them chiming in together to find 3 frags. Era, he's still holding down the line. He's lost his support structures out from underneath him, but he will not falter. And he's even repelled Shock as well. Great effort out of Era to get 3 frags.
Indeed, I have no idea how Shock's managed to get away there. I think Era's a bit baffled as well. It should still be a GamerLegion round in this situation, and yeah, as you say, the fact the economy was at that stage when I saw the Mac 10 purchase with 1,900 left over, just didn't commit to any utility at all because he was being sent in first with a pure ramp rush. And unfortunately, they do that on the one round. GamerLegion have 2 very solid players on ramp to play off of each other, not just rotations, literal crossfires.
And a third not too far away, right? Like the player very quickly rotating out of heaven and getting in the act as well, which took more pressure off of Era, allowed him to get that 3rd frag. It's Rusty who's towards outside right now. I wonder if Sinners are going to be giving any audio cues away, because he'll certainly be able to relay those through to his team. Doesn't look like they actually want to go down secret chat. Perhaps they're going to walk straight into his cross to get the first for free. That was the low HP player though, but doesn't even make a difference. He finds the second kill as well, and GamerLegion are straight back to winning ways.
Yeah, perfect. And of course, the fact as well of damage done in the previous rounds. I mean, actually, it was quite smart of Sinners. They planned for the long term there, with Zedco leaving 1,900 in the bank, right? Because even though they're not fully investing into this round, he has plenty of money for the round after, right? If they fully invested with everyone in that previous, after, you know, winning that round with Neofrag the only one alive, they would have had, what, 2k, 2.4k per player? Now they at least have a little bit more on Zedco and Shock, so they can be a bit more comfortable in the upcoming gun round, and can afford a deagle or two in this one.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. I mean, it still kind of feels like it was a pretty limited approach in that previous gun round after you just won a round back, snapping the sequence of 5 to just go, all right, boys, well, you know, we just had a really nice tactical round there, great depth where we get the player into vent and we overwhelm the ramp guy and we work through methodically, just like, let's just hit the ramp rush button. Let's just, you know, go all out aggression. It didn't work out, and now they're going to have to eco. Let's see if they can try and catch anyone off guard here at A. Nah, Isaac's got some great awareness right now. The kills are rolling through.
And it could be another round for GamerLegion that is untouched. Let's see. Zedco, Neofrag and Shock. We've seen all these three players do some ridiculous stuff with the Deagles in the past. I've actually remember some of them like they were yesterday. I think there was a Shock Deagle play that I remember very well, but he's going to need a 1 versus 5 in this round, which is not going to happen. Let's do a little bit of damage to Isaac, but you know where he is, and even will get spammed down through Hut in the end. So, 7th round confirmed for GamerLegion. This is looking like a very solid CT half at the moment, but Sinners won't be unhappy with 5 or 6, and they still got plenty of time to get that.
It's true. The thing is to keep in mind, though, is that GamerLegion are actually strong on their T side of this map, by the way. They both like a 50% plus win rate. So, you know, that means that they kind of, if they get like 9, at the minimum, they're going to be, I think they'll be content with that here on their CT side, especially considering that their opponent's map pick. Anything less than 9 for GamerLegion, I'd say they're probably a little bit circumspect about the half. Nice snapshot there, unfortunately. It's just going to be damage for Force. He doesn't get the kill.
Yeah, that was, like you say, a little bit unfortunate. Isaac will drop his smoke there on the A site and rotate down the vents so it can be used by an A site defender. And look where Era is. He's top of garage roof. You don't see that spot used too often. It's usually one where you can only really get a 1-for-1 from. But he gets his 1 and gets away and now can go on a full rotation back toward ramp. So he's really keeping mobile, isn't he? That's what you want from your AWPer.
Yeah. Also a really nice setup against Sinners, who have been playing like a lot of 4-1s where Beastic has been going outside by himself as a lurker, trying to have presence and control there. So he doesn't have that like aerial support from, you know, Silo. So you can sit on top of the garage roof, get that kill, and get out with no problem. And now Sinners are going to have to fall back on a 4-man, some sort of burst. I mean, it probably take attention towards ramp and go A by the looks of things, but GamerLegion, they've got this round in the palm of their hands right now.
Very solid. Sinners looking like they're preparing for an A play, or at least a burst, maybe through down the vents. What's the plan? Molotov into Hut. We'll delay any player coming in from Hut, but they're all focused on door right now. In fact, all 4 players are together, look, coming in through door. It's going to be an A play in the end. 25 seconds to go. Zero is here toward Rafters, gets 1, but only 1. But that activates Emma to peak, and that's a very clean second on toward Neofrag. It's now all down to Forzy. 1 versus 4. Checking the vents to see if he can escape down there, but there's no reason to. There's only 10 seconds to go. He needs to save the AWP.
Man, Eam has been in some fantastic form recently. I think he had a bit of a slow start to the season. He even had like sort of alluded to it himself on Twitter, but he has just been gaining more and more momentum as the season has progressed, and he's just looking really good. You know, the star rifler for this GamerLegion team got like a 1.15 rating this year or something like that, you know, compared to his 1.11 normal rating. So outperforming his averages already here at the start of the year. And even, you know, you could make a case that probably playing against higher level competition more regularly, which is even more impressive now that they've, you know, got themselves up to the 28th team in the world or whatever it is. So very impressive from Eam to see all this, you know, progression from an individual standpoint.
Exactly. Round 4 GamerLegion up to 8, double the score of Sinners, but How many can they get on this half? 11 will surely be the goal at this stage. They're building up a nice little streak. Sinners will once again look toward ramp. This time they have complete control of it. There's actually no defenders here for GamerLegion on this one. They had a player to show presence and fall back immediately. Zero's just checking hell to see if they want to make their way all the way through heaven. All the way through to heaven, sorry. Heaven to hell. Look what Era's doing. Look what Era's doing. Pushing with an AWP. You never see this.
Problem is he can't scope in because he'll just compromise his position, and Beastick looks like he's going to be checking for it as he comes around the corner. Nice shot there. Now, Era stood no chance in that position. Gets, pretty much caught in no man's land with an AWP. You stand a very small chance of actually coming out on top of that one. Good first kill found by Sinners. And look at what that does for the map. Like, that gives them so much freedom.
It does.
Because they know they could now, commit to ramp. They could commit to hell. They could go back from ramp. They could go outside. Like, GamerLegion have no idea what's going on.
And they've had ramp control this entire time, and as you say, Era trying that. I mean, it's always worth changing it up, don't get me wrong. And you realise outside was completely clear, but yeah, the risk of that position is just, as you said, not being able to scope in and reveal that you are on that flank. Would have been a lot better to see a rifler do that. Near B play. Him is toward Glass at the moment, who will be smoked off. Now all 4 players coming in from ramp. What can they do with it? They have a lurker as well, of course. Rusty can only get damage. Zedco stops him. And what can Zero do? He's going to go straight through the smoke, actually, which is a little bit surprising. He might actually stop the bomb plant. He does. How many more can he get? Oh, only the one. Forzy is very aware. And now Isaac's left in an unwinnable 1v4, so he's going to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 16k on Era, and, I was going to say a huge amount of cash, so thought maybe he might look to try and do something. Either way. Sinners actually with a nice round, must be said. Nothing too special. Getting that ramp control, just posting themselves up. Making sure they... I think it's just a good awareness in general. Once you've taken ramp control, you know that the CTs are probably going to look to try and make some sort of a play elsewhere on the map to get some controller information. So, Beastick was sort of looking for that response. Will be Zero who has the response in this round, though, by drawing first blood.
Important. Another round for GamerLegion. As you say, even with that opening pick from Sinners, they couldn't make anything happen with it. They could have a way back into this one, though. Beastick will catch Isaac looking for that information. Rusty, a duel against Forzy, incoming toward outside. Who will get the timing? Oh, he just spotted the edge. He spotted the ankle, and there he go, finds him. And
that's the bomb.
That's the bomb as well. That's a bit of a mistake, as you say, Sinners. I mean, they've had the bomb there so disconnected from the rest of the team.
They've got the B site. Oh my god. That's so unfortunate, man. How has that ended up as the case?
What great cohesion in the end.
Oh, man.
That nade as well.
Rusty's grenade, gets thrown into Zedco, and he hears the collision, and he's like, alrighty, so there's a player on the other side of the smoke. That's good to know. Looks like someone's taking the fight. This is insane. GamerLegion, you've got control of the bomb right now towards Zedco. Red container. Zedco gets a frag. Nearly punishes them in a hole by finding the second as well. I thought for a second he might get that snapshot. Neofrag does come around the corner, and he will get Eam. GamerLegion have actually fed the kills through here. Era's got the flank coming through. I wonder if Neofrag's going to ever anticipate this. Surely not, right? Surely not.
Yeah, here it is. 1 bullet, easy. And that's a 10th for GamerLegion. Double digits confirmed. That was a shame. I mean, as you say, you can just see at the moment the confidence that GamerLegion have, to just go for that double swing. They don't want to let them, even though they had control of the bomb the entire time, they can hold dirty angles, to stop that bomb from being picked up. They probably have a free round, but they want to take the initiative themselves, and they push double in towards Secret there just to stop the players coming up. That grenade obviously gave them that information, smacking him in the chest, and yeah, that became easy in the end. And Sinners by for the final round of the half isn't the hottest.
Oh man, at least they've been able to get a player down vent early on. You had Shock with the Tech 9 leading the charge, and he's not being discreet in his approach either. Last time we saw him get in this position, Sinners went to try and take ramp control, and then from there get in towards the B bomb site. Worked out successfully. Let's see what the variation is on this occasion, if there is a change-up. And it does look like there will be one.
Oh, Isaac's got a nice line. Pushed through toward lobby. Up the ladder, could make his way toward T-roof. What can you see from here? There are players making their way toward outside. He doesn't want to make any noise, jumping off the edge of the side there, so he'll go down the stairs instead, but Shock has already got an entry with that Tech 9, and he's got an AWP to pick up as well. Rusty knows it. He'll Molotov that position, and there's that flank destroyed by Neofrag. What a shot Shock, don't ask me how he's missed that shot in toward Vent. That is a weird one. Now there's going to be a big swing coming in. Oh, the double swing. And they've done so much damage. Back into a 2v2 from nowhere. And look at him locked in the vents. He's being held by Shock. Shock will be confused as to how he's not hit one of these shots yet. Maybe that's why he's not the AWPer, but 2v2 to work out now.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get themselves into the B bomb site here without any contest as well, so we'll be able to probably get the advantage in their favor here, I would say. Don't think GamerLegion are going to be able to contest the plant itself. Eam and Zero, how do they go about their business here? They've got the kits, they've got a flashbang to work with as well. Does look like they're going to be trying to come through from complementary angles right now. Maybe just trying to find a frag. As for Sinners, they've gone for a bit of a gamble here, haven't they, by stacking up 2 players in towards Secret.
Tough one. They've got a flash on Zero, but they don't have a smoke for the bomb, and the double up, as you say, toward Dark could be the way to win the round, but as you see, Shock again. He'll be baffled how he hasn't hit one of these AWP shots in this round. Neofrag 1 versus 1. Emma, he leaps in, I think. Oh, he's shaking his crosshair. Does he think he doesn't have time? It's going to be very close, and no, it's gone. So Sinners just about nab a 5th on the half. Oh dear. That was about as close as it could possibly get, but still, it's not unwinnable from here for sure. Going to the CT side as well.
All right, Trav, just got to double back here on something. So we had a bit of a confusing round a little bit earlier on where GamerLegion, I think the time actually must have run out. They didn't get the bomb plant in time. Well, I didn't actually see what had happened. It was that moment that Isaac was jumping back through the squeaky door. I actually thought I was lagging, and that the lag sort of just... I thought that like the round had almost like fast forward, and that VMix had almost like skipped forward, and that the round had just like the bomb had exploded, and that's why we ended up back in spawn.
I also didn't really understand what went on there, so I can only apologize to those of you who are watching right now.
It really was just a confusing moment where actually I kind of was staring at my screen with like I was a little bit like I was frowning, like wondering what just happened there, but the penny didn't drop as we do see GamerLegion bursting their way through into the bomb site, finding all the kills, no trouble whatsoever. My god, what a way for them to begin their campaign here in the second half after such a strong CT side. They went down 3-0, they won the half 10-5, and they win the pistol round here as well. But yeah, guys, apologies about that. Definitely did get caught off guard a little bit. And
that's a lot. I mean, I was just confused as well, because I looked at it and I was like, okay, well they've won the round, but like I didn't want to make a big thing of it, because I didn't personally, because obviously we had a bit of lag. Like I didn't want to explain. I didn't want to try and explain it, because it would have just been a lie, right? Because I just didn't see what happened. I didn't want to just, make something up in front of you guys.
I thought, like, Isaac, to be honest with you, genuinely, I was confused. I thought Isaac was, like, running away to save his gun. I didn't realize he was running away to stay alive, because the time was, about to run out. And that they'd won the round. I thought that, like, the round had just frozen, and then we just snapped into, like, T-spawn type of thing.
I thought they got the bomb down. I thought they got the bomb down.
You know, sometimes how it happens when it lag, and then it just catches up by, like, fast-forwarding through the next, like, 10 seconds or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, we
only apologize.
We
for
are
that,
humans.
Guys.
We are humans on the other side of the microphone here as well. So apologies about that, guys. But anyway, back into the game we go, Trav. And GamerLegion are just in such a commanding position after winning that pistol round. Now they've got a 4th fight to go up against, and they could be on course to be taking their opponent's map pick here.
And they're going to win the opening as well. Aggression toward outside. The full force by coming in from Sinners, as you'd expect. Trying to make something happen with the Deagle and Scout combination. But at the moment, not looking too successful. Look how much progress GamerLegion already got toward outside here. Not looking too good. Aussie defending from CT, looking for the headshot. Oh, that's a fast readjustment. Goodness me. Era out of the round, but they have fallen back off of it. And they're going back down secret. So it should be a way back into the site here, even with that pick from Forzy.
Yeah, it does look like Sinners are trying to make a bit of a read as to how they should set themselves up. You want to go for a bit of a gamble in these types of situations, right? You can't really afford to go for a standard setup 4v4 force buy. Shock's going to be up to the plate with his Des. He gets the first hit. He's very slow to react as to where he might be located. Thankfully, Isaac and Zero are going to be able to pick up the pieces, though. Oh, what a quick response there. 3 kills between the 2 of them, and the round is back in GamerLegion's favor.
Yeah, that was a really good readjustment. Really good. And Neofrag's in a very tough spot now. in a 1v2. He has got low HP Isaac, and he's actually in the cubby right now. So one bullet will do it, and it doesn't matter. It's a headshot, and now he's found where Zero is. You can just try and swing the angle. Look at the damage he's doing, but of course it's 3 shots for the Deagle these days, but it doesn't matter. Neofrag wins out the clutch. Okay, a lifeline for Sinners in this game. They are not out of this one just yet.
What a way for them to win their round back. Was looking like it was against all odds. Neofrag again, the player to get the clutch though. We saw him have a 1 versus 2. I think it was actually on the second round in that first half where he had a 1 versus 2. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it was actually, right? On that A-bomb side with the AK after the molly kill came through, he found 2 frags to win the clutch there. And then he does it again here in the second round of the second half as well. So, impressive clutches from Neofrag.
I've gone back through the VOD because I'm determined to find out what happened. You know when Zero denied the bomb plant? That was with 8 seconds to go. I thought, and I know you thought clearly as well, they had more than enough time to pick it up, and there was a player close. I thought they had more than enough time to pick up the bomb with around 5 or 6 seconds to go and actually just get it down quickly. We saw Isaac in the vent trying to retreat. That's what happened. Zero's denial of the bomb plant actually won that round in a solo play with 10 seconds to go, so that was pretty fascinating. But anyway, that's the past. This is the present. We're now going to see a fast A play coming in. Imma does trade out Neofrag. Good frag with the Tech 9 there. And Rusty will even catch him as well. Look at the pistols. They're just running in, catching players with backs turned. And out of nowhere, another force buy could be going in the way of GamerLegion here. Bomber planted on B in the end as well. Shock's confused by that. He has to save.
Isn't this just such a rough situation that Sinners find themselves in as well? You know, winning a force buy off the back of a sick 1 versus 2 clutch from Neofrag, who's up 13 and 12 right now. And then you get back into the next round, you've got the big weaponry advantage coming into the round as well. And you just get absolutely steamrolled. Like, that's so rough, man. The Tech 9s don't even do anything special. They just charge through and towards the A site, get the kills, go down the vent. You know, Shock can't even do anything about the bomb plants, and they're hunting him. These guys are just ruthless right now on the side of GamerLegion. And it did finish a 12-6 scoreline. I mean, I'm sure we'll see the force buy wars ensue here, but this is GamerLegion's golden ticket to actually closing out Nuke, mate, if you think about it. Win against this force buy, it's going to be 13-6. No money, it's 14-6, and you back them to close out the map every single day of the week from 14-6.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, of course, early stages of a half when the force buys keep going back and forth. It's just force buy and force buy and force buy, and until someone gets that second round in a row. And once again, Sinners have brought up the Deagles, so can this force work out again, and can they stay in the game? As you say, it will probably be game over if GamerLegion find a way past this one, and this time they have a significant advantage. It's not like Sinners have a scout this time or an MP9 or something. It's only the Deagles, and GamerLegion have all 5 rifles, so they're in really good stead right now.
Oh man, what a rough situation here for Sinners. It's going to be Shock who goes down first as well. One of the players that we've actually seen show some pretty good form with the Desert Eagles, so he falls, and with that probably sight of the control of the B site as well. Nice shot there from Neofrag, but yeah, the big player's now been removed from the equation as well. So GamerLegion just trading their way forward, taking control, and there should be no way they lose the round from here.
And crazier things, but the bomb is planted now, so it should be fine. Zedko has a smoke and Forzy has a flash, but it's not like we have a kit or anything, so it's not going to be working out, I'm afraid. B-Stick is found by Isaac, and now just 2 Deagles left to find. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me, and it wouldn't surprise you, I'm sure, either, if they go off to save, and that's exactly what they will do. The Deagles will be all they have in this upcoming round, so they're going to have to play with just these 2, go for the full eco, and try and win from 14-6, so tough one.
Quick reminder that we do have the survey open at the moment, guys. Indeed. For our channel CCT here over on Twitch. If you fill in the survey and give us some feedback on the channel, you can stand a chance to win some really cool skins. So be sure to check that out and give us some feedback, because we always care about the viewer experience, and yeah, like to try and improve and up our game here as well.
Indeed. And when the casters miss an easy round win, that's when you can complain and call us idiots. Lovely. We love that. Deservedly so. I'm telling you right now, that was a bad miss from both of us. But yeah, we'll can only acknowledge our error. So that's the way it goes sometimes.
There we go. Nice little cheeky pun to throw in there. Lighten up a bit. Should be a fairly easy, in fact, a very easy conversion here for GamerLegion right now. 14-6. The imminent scoreline, just a few upgraded pistols that stand between them and that scoreline, and not even like everybody's got the luxury of the upgraded pistol either. Feels like GamerLegion has just been more proactive on this T side, even though we've only seen a limited number of rounds from them so far. I felt like Sinners' T side was really stagnant. Very slow progression, not really too many moving parts. Sitting and waiting a lot of the time, seeing if anything comes through from GamerLegion, and then maybe starting to make some moves as they were forced in the round. But I just feel like GamerLegion have been moving and shaking a whole lot more.
Yeah, and they're two fast plays as well. The first one toward ramp and the first one toward A were cancelled pretty quickly, right? Like didn't really get much progress on that at all. And was up to 18-5, by the way. He's having a fantastic match at the moment, and that would give GamerLegion a lot of confidence going into their map pick of Mirage, that's for sure. I mentioned that Sinners have not really been the same on Nuke for a while now, even when they did have Oscar. So it's it. It'll be a map that they need to start putting more work into, because they've seemed to have lost their touch slightly on it after the form they showed on it in the past.
Does look like GamerLegion are going to have that easy conversion as we anticipated, finding all 5 frags, not losing anybody in return, and look at what that does to their money. They've got so much cash now, and they've got so many rounds to play with as well. Those Pinnacle betting odds heavily in favor of GamerLegion. And I mean, why wouldn't they? They're about to go up 1-0 in the series after playing their opponent's map pick. And they go to Mirage next, a map on which they've proven to be really good on recently.
You're telling me about it. I mean, it's their most played map by far in the last 3 months. They've played it 21 times in the last 3 months.
Insane.
That's and you can tell exactly why they're so well versed in it. Sinners are going to have to find a way. If they can't find a way back from 6-14, let's see what they can do. Already a fast look at this. No hesitation from GamerLegion. A fast split in toward A, and it's just working perfectly. Immediately, another entry from Emma. That puts him up to 20-5 now, and the damage done is just so much. But what can you really do to counteract it? Straight through the Molotov we go for Shock. How many can he get?
Man.
Gets one, but now he's the only one left. Gets a second. Bomb is down, but he's an immediate headshot on all 3 of these remaining players. There are 2 Molotovs available as well. It should be almost impossible.
Problem is that there's no kit, so he's just going to have to call it a day and take the gun into the next round. And Sinners win the round, right, Trav? Because we don't concentrate on what happens. So our GamerLegion have to save because they don't plot. No, jokes aside.
Yeah.
Going to be a while before I get over that one. Either way,
I know.
It's going to be a 15th round for GamerLegion. I mean, this is done. This is a game set match here on Nuke. I don't think there's a world in which Sinners come back from this. They've only won 1 round on the CT side, and it was the Force Buy. And that was the round that was actually supposed to get them back into this campaign, right? That was 11-6, Trav. 11-6 on the CT side after winning a Force Buy. You licking your lips at that point, but they just haven't really shown any fight. I wouldn't just say here on the CT side, but even the T side, they didn't really look that inspiring.
No, it's not been one of the best days for Sinners so far. They had a couple of T rounds early on. I believe they had, it was like 8-4 or 7-4 or something like that, and they weren't set up too badly. And well,
oh my,
that is a play that reeks of desperation there from Shock, I'm afraid. It could only be a matter of moments now before this first map is over.
Yeah, I think desperation is a good word to describe what we just saw there. GamerLegion still have so much time left on the clock. Oh, the timing actually going to go down to Zedco. I thought that the AK might trump the FAMAS. Neofrag going on a bit of an excursion as well. Good awareness for him to be checking on top of the roof, and Rusty will fall prey. Okay, so the piece is falling in place here for Sinners to maybe keep themselves alive on Nuke.
Neofrag's going up a long way and actually wins the duel this time. Lord Isaac, that's his second of the round. Era does peek wide and takes him out. So recovered into a
Big
2 versus
trade.
2. Yeah, that was a trade that keeps the round alive. And look where Zero is. Forzy's not going to realise that they've already got control of ramp. And yeah, with the scout, there's nothing you can do. It's now all down to Zedco. He's not had the best of games. None of the Sinners players have really had great maps apart from Neofrag. And the question is now, what can he do in this 1 versus 2? Can he prolong this map of Nuke? Zero has control down toward B already. They're going to try and team up, you'd imagine. They are very split right now, the 2 GamerLegion players. So they could give Zedco 2 1 versus 1s. Zero will be heard running through hell. He's just waiting in heaven. Should be a free kill. There it is. Can he pounce on Era in time? He might be able to. He can. Game is prolonged thanks to Zedco.
I mean, if you ask Zedco, what's the one thing you want to go in your favor this clutch? Like, it's going to be, well, just bring them to the A side. They have to come to A. Not only that, but there's a player flying up the ladder. He stands no chance. Zedco's getting all the audio cues, so he knows exactly what's going on around him. And GamerLegion actually fumble their opportunity to close out the map. So, quick shout out to another one of our partners, AstroPay. Of course, they are our online service partner, online payment service partner here at the Pinnacle Cup. You can make online deposits and withdrawals, and yeah, be sure to click their banner below Twitch channel to check out AstroPay some more.
Ledco hiding himself in the vents on the ladder in case anyone wants to drop in. It would be a nice cheeky knife kill if he got that one. They already have their opening pick in this round again, thanks to Neofrag. What did I say? Neofrag. He is putting the spots to shine, but he's still being that one player that, despite this scoreline, that's dragging Sinners through some of these rounds, and he'll get a second as well. Shock down toward the double doors. Rusty boosted. Can he get into position to take this kill? I'll drop off of it for now, but there's a crossfire with Zedco as well. They boost both sides of it, though, and yeah, that's when Shock can have a quick look at it.
I mean, Rusty would completely be exposed if you think about it, you know, boosting himself that far forward, looking in towards the vent. It's going to be a free kill for Shock. And now Zedco gets brought into the act as well. GamerLegion just being picked limb from limb right now. Haven't been able to find a kill of their own here in the 23rd. Problem is, it still feels like it's too far gone, right? It feels like there's just too much damage that's been done for Sinners to stand a chance to fight back. I'm not really... not really believing here just yet. Maybe
if we get double digits,
look like Isaac will get a frag back. But look how much money there is for the T side. That's the problem. Still another gun run going to come through here.
Yeah, they built it up pretty quickly, didn't they, in the early stages of this half, and they just basically kept it at that level as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. As I say, if Sinners can reach 10 or 11, then maybe we'll start questioning GamerLegion's ability to close this out. They are on the CT side, of course, probably the best side to build up a run and to try and lock it down, but yeah, it's going to be a question mark. They haven't got the AWP up yet as well on Forzy on the CT side, so this gives GamerLegion still a chance to win with 5 rifles, but there we go. Maybe he doesn't need it. Playing on top of the box there, checking above the outside smokes, gets Forzy an entry.
Yeah, great start to the round here. Sinners starting to show some signs of life, a bit of innovation, you know, finding these opening kills, not afraid to actually take the fight to GamerLegion, displaying some signs of confidence as well, which is what GamerLegion have had in heaps, and maybe Sinners have been lacking a little bit. More plays going to be coming through here. It looks like Beastic might be setting up a flashbang, I think, for Neofrag. The flash was actually so effective that everybody was forced off of the angle. Neofrag couldn't get any kills.
Hero's also on 20 kills for his team in this game. Him alongside Imma has been a duo to write home about. 40 kills combined, and that is an entry and a half from Isaac. Okay, Shock's down. Can Forzy defend? Gets lots of damage and does take a frag. Even peeks in front of the Molotov and takes Isaac too. He'll be delighted that he did so much damage with that initial spray that he could afford to peek through that Molotov and still take the duel and win it. 3rd kill of the round for Forzy. What a round from him so far. Molotov to try and clear out CT vent. It does burn out B-Stick. So the 2v3... Oh, never mind. Forzy's going super aggressive. He's on for an ace, is Forzy, in this one. How many... Oh, I was about to say. Nice. Surely if he drops down the vents, he's going to drop straight into Zedco. And yeah, exactly what happened. Wasn't much time left anyway. And yeah, that's keeps the game going. That's for sure.
I mean, everything actually worked out really nicely for Sinners, all things considered. It was still a pretty tough round. You think about Isaac getting that entry towards ramp. They also got the kill onto the dead vent player, but they still always had like something to fall back on, which made sure they maintained control. You think about the push from the player from ramp, able to get that kill on the squeaky door player when he's got his knife out. That's an easy frag. And then the Zedco in the vent finishes off. So pretty much everything's just falling in place for Sinners. And actually, for the first time here in the half, GamerLegion are going to have to take a full eco. They've got a few upgraded pistols, sure, but this should be double digits for Sinners, and that's sort of what you were referring to as maybe a point of belief, somewhere you might start to think maybe there's a chance here for Sinners.
Yeah, I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. They can keep building up these rounds, then get Forzy on the AWP, and maybe get ourselves to 13, and that's when GamerLegion will start to get a little bit nervous, that's for sure. But they're going to go overcome this round first, do Sinners. Neofrag will give up his life toward outside. Nice shot from Rusty. But Forza is at least there once again to trade it. Zedco's heroic clutch in that round before has basically been the play that's kept Sinners on this little streak. How many more can he do? And they do.
I mean, I would say it's even just, good impact coming through in terms of boosting their confidence and their morale. Because they weren't really, showing great signs of life throughout the entirety of Nuke up until the past few rounds. So probably, even if they do go down here, let's say 16-12 or whatever, I'd say that this mini fight back wouldn't have been in vain. I'd say it's still going to have a bit of a lasting impact, going into the next map of the series, Mirage, as well. Bit of damage done here by GamerLegion, but I don't think that they're going to be losing course in the round. Sinners, that is, and no, there we go. Shock finishes it off 15-10. 5 more to go.
5 more to go, and as I always say, even if they do come up short in this map, it's always something that we both bring up and say, look, at least it gives us a bit more cohesion, a bit more practice, a bit more form, warming up into the series. Of course, if they just immediately lost the game 16-6, then maybe it wouldn't be as nice as to actually put up a bit of a fight in this one.
Still, though, I mean, breathing room for GamerLegion aplenty. 5 consecutive rounds still need to be won by Sinners to take us into overtime. There's going to be aggression towards outside. Zedco making a play. Will get a kill, and in fact, Eam doesn't want to immediately compromise his position, so no shots through the smoke. That means, as you say, Zedco will be able to keep his life intact.
Surprisingly, he gets away there. He has made his way in towards Secret, as we said. They are wary of that being a possibility. If I just get that little bit of a look there, see if anyone was actually in the ladder. Him has now made his way all the way down. He's made his way down completely silently. Forzy's aggressive through ramp, looking in toward the edge of lobby. Sinners have good spots right now, but the place that Imma is in could still be one to be wary of.
Yeah, what do GamerLegion do with his position is the question. Do they try and turn him into a fake? Does he try to come back up the vents? Do they go down the vents, try go B? I think that's what they're opting for right now, with 3 players grouped up in Squeaky, walking their way out, taking contact. They don't want to give the information away, but Neofrag, he takes the information by stepping out, gets a kill. B-Stick finds the trade. That's actually awkwardly dropped the bomb and committed it to the A site. He comes flying up the vent, but he's taken so much damage, and he'll be finished off by B-Stick as well. 15-11. That's a big gun round for Sinners to win, in my opinion, because that one there was, that was sort of making a statement that we really do mean business on this comeback.
Yeah, 3 kills for B-Stick, very good. They're starting to increase their numbers now, and yeah, as you said, the bomb was sort of lost there in a very, very weird spot. Basically impossible to grab and jump down the vents, and if they could make their way down the vents, there was shot ready and waiting, so wouldn't have had much chance. So now, 3 Tech-9s, a MAC-10 and a P250. Last play, out toward the A site. Not wanting to reveal himself as of yet. Neofrag will just pop down a smoke just to so he has a little bit of cover. But Zedco's already got an opening, and there's Forzy as well. Era. Oh, has he spotted the edge of B-Stick? I'm not sure, but I don't think it's going to really mean too much at this stage now.
Yeah, good defense here from Sinners so far on the A site, able to weather the storm that comes through from the T's. Not a huge amount of utility, still enough to unsettle the defense. However, they've remained resolute. Not a single kill yet here for the T side, and I have my suspicions they won't be getting any either. All the information there, they know exactly where Isaac is. Yeah, 15-12. 15-12, Travis. That's a hell of a lot better looking scoreline than what we were not too long ago. If you just tune in now and you see 15-12, you say, alright, game on, CT side. They can win 3 consecutive rounds for sure. Little did you know, it was what, 15, was it 15-7? 15, I think it was 15-7.
It was definitely 14-6, I know that for sure.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's an interesting one. We're getting toward the nitty-gritty now. Forzy, I mentioned that that they could keep building up this comeback Sinners, and he can get his AWP, and he has got just that. So they're now going to be at full strength for whatever happens for the rest of this game, basically. Yeah. Unless they somehow win the next 2 rounds with 1 player alive, I think they'll still have enough money to buy. So no reason to worry when it comes to that. You can see at the top of your screen, 6 in a row.
Yeah, great fight back coming through from them. All of the back of Zedco's sick clutch as well, by the way. That neat 1 versus 2 from Heaven. Been a couple individual plays to, get Sinners to this point, but it feels like the past sort of 5 rounds, I would say, have actually been team-based performances, yeah, moments of individual brilliance sprinkled in there, but I would say it's just the defense across the board, which has proven to be successful. That's why they've been able to win these rounds, because everybody's sort of standing up right now, not just these hero players coming through occasionally. 15-12, GamerLegion win this. I promise they're going to be feeling the pressure.
We'll be feeling it already. Oh, this is a weird one. Emma's in the smoke again, waiting for the flashbangs, and he's waiting for them at the right time, but Beastic can just defend easily. They're not checking CT vent. There's no Molotov for it. And Isaac will have to take a long amount of time to trade it. Thankfully, I think they can get the bomb down, which they will do. Okay. Rusty and Isaac on the site have a bit of a job to do now. They have utility for this retake, do Sinners. They're 3v4, holding the angle, but no, ZK wins a critical one against Era. 4 HP to spare. 3 players up toward Heaven. Isaac needs to rotate around into a good spot. He knows there's a low HP player outside. Rusty needs to find a way to take him out of this round and stop him from being a problem. He's just being a fake right now. He's proven to be the issue, and it's all down to Isaac, and he can only get the one. The defuser's going to come in, and the game goes on.
I mean, that round right there is a testament to the fact that Sinners have actually, you know, are actually on it right now. They're on the ball, able to make a retake happen like that. Yes, they had the man advantage, but they still needed... Like, that's probably been the most grimy and grindy round we've seen from Sinners so far in this comeback. Yeah. You know, having to retake in towards that A site. But they had a plan, and it actually works out perfectly. Coming from Heaven the way that they did, I think GamerLegion probably didn't expect that many players from Heaven, and... the bait setup works out perfectly, taking the attention there towards Mouth and 3 players coming out of Heaven.
Zed could have done a really good job, considering he was so low. He just let them made one player focus on that spot for way too long, basically, and that meant there wasn't a crossfire for Heaven in the end, as it worked out.
$15-13 max round loss bonus coupled with the plant means they'll be able to afford a gun round coming into the next year. Will the T side? Problem is, Trav, actually, if they lose this round without a plant, they're not going to have a phenomenal buy in that next round. So
yeah, look at the scoreboard, by the way, of GamerLegion. I think they were all what 20 and 19 and 1 player rating, I think, or 21. There we go. I think that's so very even across the board.
Yeah. Looks like it might be a fast-paced round here once again. Zero's gonna be stopped by the molly as Theofragger comes straight through, but he's been traded 1-for-1. I'm not sure how much I like that, to be completely honest with you. I think that GamerLegion will take that every day of the week.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, Forzy was... They were trying to do a bit more of a lobby crunch there. Forzy was going aggressive on the AWP there toward ramp. He took a lot of damage to go for an OP pick, and they're going to try and pounce now toward A. Beastic is here, though, in that very powerful position toward the top of the rafters. Another even trade comes in, with Forzy taking 0 on the other side of the map. Still a 3v3.
Oh man, Beastic has got so much responsibility right now, doesn't he? Over towards Heaven here on the safe bomb site.
Drop down.
He's going to be dropping down. He catches him. Back turn. Free kill goes untraded, and they've spotted Rusty out. He has to commit to the safe site now, though, but the problem is the push is going to be coming out of Mouth. Zedko wants to continue to have an impact. Oh my god, Rusty does get the frag, brings it back into an even numbers game. Forsey with the Zorp is looking to get in on the action as well, dropping into the bomb site. His position's been compromised. His teammate's been taken down, and Forsey's lost his life as well. Oh, Rusty will get the kill, and with that, GamerLegion finally win the golden round to finish off the map. With that, they will secure the 1-0 lead. It seemed like it was inevitable, but Sinners show some fantastic fights, and you can see it smiles aplenty for the GamerLegion side after they did finally convert that lead into a map win. With that, they take the 1-0 lead in the series, and they'll have a good amount of confidence going into Mirage. But before that, we're going to have a short break.
GamerLegion, in the end, managed to overcome Sinners in map 1. Now we get to see their most played map. Can they complete this series 2-0, Hayes?
That's a good question. I mean, based on the form we saw from Sinners at the end of Nuke, I wouldn't say it's a done deal. They showed some great fight back there, and they'll show some good form in the start of the pistol round. Neofrag draws first blood, but he will be pursued and taken down.
Fine from Rusty. Forzy still in window doing so much damage. Does take Rusty down.
Oh,
now
the
finally
repeat.
traded. And yeah, the repick was a little bit of an aggressive one. Can understand why though. Zedco toward the back of B. Can he get a couple of frags? Isaac still lurking in window. Perfect crosshair placement. Just to click once and take B-Stick out. It's now a 3v2. Zedco is going to get pinched from two different sides here. He gets swung. They're both trying to find him in the end. They do get the spam completed. It's all down to Shock. 1 versus 3. Has a kit, but no life anymore. Imma takes him as well. 2 more kills for Isaac in that round. GamerLegion take the pistol.
Yeah, I just want to highlight how, small individual misplays and overextensions can cost the CT side so quickly without a player actually realizing it. And on this instance is Forzy. It's a bit tough to call him out because he lands a nice shot there to get the kill for his team in the first place, but definitely doesn't have to go for the repeak after that. And he just gives up a lot of control towards middle, allows GamerLegion to get into that B bomb side almost for free, and they just continue to charge their way forward. Like, it feels like the round unravels from there after that kill comes through. So
yeah,
it's really important to know when to be disciplined and just be able to hold yourself back from making that extra peek or taking that extra play.
So GamerLegion to overcome the force by Zedco. Perfect crosshair placement for his first kill. Takes Rusty out, but Zero will swing. There's another player to worry about too. Player for market. That's the scout of Forzy. They're doing a lot of damage right now, our Sinners.
Gonna have to try and find some more kills here, I think, before they can make any commitments into the site itself. They're waiting for Eam to rotate through. Oh, Isaac. It's done a lot of damage. That nade should actually finish it off. Yeah, it does. Touchdown, but Forzy's been able to touch down again with the scout. That's a second kill for him here in the round. Having a lot of impact with the sniper. And actually, look how they've completely rotated and shifted away from market altogether.
He's managed to find one of the AKs, so that's something. 1 versus 2. Both looking for it, and there's the scout tag. That's very smart rotations from Sinners. Catching him off guard, he has no idea where that second player is, and they can just double swing. They try it, but it might not work out. Oh, that was really close to being a bit of a whiff there from the Sinners and not completing that round, but in the end, they manage it. That one deagle shot finishes it off. Thought for a second that they may have misplayed that one, but they survive, and they win the all-important force by. Now, you would expect GamerLegion to force right back in response, and they will do so.
Great effort. I mean, Forzy, arguably the hero with the scouts in that round. He just does so much damage, and I love the immediate rotation as well towards middle there. Eam never anticipates that, and he actually takes damage to get that information initially. So, good way for Sinners to answer back after losing the pistol round. Yeah, of course, they have to win this map to take us to a decider. Lose here on Mirage, 2-0 loss, and they go into the 0-2 bracket, and Rusty, well, he just sends Neofrag into another dimension altogether.
Zero's taking one as well. That's what the Deagles can do. Forzy will stay aggressive and take Imra out, so recovers at least one man. But the 2 rifles have been recovered now. That will probably make this round pretty impossible. And yeah, Rusty's found his rifle. Zero's found his. Look at the kills. 2 for Zero, 2 for Rusty. They've been the one to do all the damage. And in the end, Isaac finishes off Zedco. Of course he does. And just like the beginning of the second half of Nuke, again, the force buy battles are just continuing to be won by the players on the pistols.
I mean, it's not only that they win the round, it's how easy they make it look. That's just what I'm, so confused and perplexed by. They make it look so damn easy. Great shots coming through from GamerLegion. They are, they're in some really good form right now. When this GamerLegion team is on, top 20 team in the world kind of thing, right? They're really strong. And we're seeing that. We've seen it, I'd say for majority of the series so far. Maybe just went a bit off the... we can see the entries coming through here. Maybe went a bit off the boil towards the end of Nuke, I would say. But for the majority of that map, they were in great form. And they've gotten off to a strong start here on Mirage as well. Great entries into the A site. And they've got themselves around.
Yeah, with a T-side FAMAS as well recovered, which is not something you see too often.
Blech.
Exactly. That is a bit of a disgusting one. But it's fine. They're going to complete the victory against the Force by here again. Well, GamerLegion. So they're once again the team to get the 2 in a row. And yeah, unfortunately, Neofrag was caught quick switching his Deagle toward ramp there in the cubby, so made it impossible for him to react in time.
Yeah, I wonder if any kills might be able to come through here. Maybe Zedko finds a gun to take in the next round. He does have the information errors somewhere here, but unfortunately won't be able to take the gun, even though he does get the kill. So it's just going to be an eco for the next, Incidents for the next, that is. So it should be a 4-1 scoreline. You know, GamerLegion here on their map pick. I suppose that's actually a really nice added bonus about having Mirage as your most played map, is that, you know, obviously your opponents have the choice of sides when you pick the map, and I feel like starting on the T side of Mirage is like no problem at all. So it's not ever really something that like it's a nuke or an ancient where it's going to be a rough thing that you have to come to terms with as a team, right?
Yep, for sure. I mean, both teams, you know, do play this map. I think the results that GamerLegion had on it recently, and the amount of times they've played it. I mean, I think they've played it what 10 times this month, maybe even more than that. So. It sort of gives them a little bit of an advantage. I believe they lost their last 2 against For Glory and Copenhagen Flames, but they are good in it overall. But again, they're struggling against a full eco here.
Hello?
Okay, what's going on? What's going on?
Oh,
Beastic
no.
hits ahead as well with his Deagle. They've got AKs recovered now. It's all Emma in a 1v3. They had USPs and 2 Deagles in this round. Not again.
Yeah. Well, GamerLegion just gave them no respect whatsoever, just coming straight out of Palace, straight out of A-Ramp, taking fights left, right, and center. The pistols stacked up on the A-bomb site were just able to hit all the shots and do all the damage. A team who's left to pick up all the pieces, and there's a lot of them scattered all over the floor, but he's picked up the first, and that's the bomb. Now he needs to navigate his way to place that. As we do see, I mean, there's still so much time left on the clock. He doesn't have to commit to A, and I have a feeling he wants to try and get some more fights here, and he will get the kill onto B-Stick, but he's taken some damage in the process. Shock with an AK, and it looks like he's even making the read here. So, I mean, I feel like Shock's got everything in his favor right now.
Yeah, I think he knows. Thankfully for him, he is planting safe. But he's going to cross the angle, and there we go. Takes one more bullet. Another 27 in 1 from the AK. Can he win the duel from bench? Another bullet. That's 8 in 1. Takes him down from 9 HP to 1 HP. Don't ask me how that didn't take him down. But thankfully, it doesn't come back to bite Shock. And in a full eco, basically, with just the 2 saved Eagles, Sinners win an unlikely second round. Oh, dearie me, GamerLegion. As you say, probably not enough respect given to that last round.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we always talk about it, right? You want to just apply a lot more attention to detail in your anti-ecos. You want to play passively at the start of the round on your T side, sort of cast the net across the map, wait to see if you can catch any aggression that might come through, and then from there, you know, gravitate into some sort of a hit after taking a bit of early control. But they just try and brute force their way straight into the round. Sinners, you know, wisely call a stack, go for a gamble, and they absolutely pay, or they get paid out the maximum profit, you know, for their gamble. They win the round on the eco, so that's going to give them the double orb setup. And well, I mean, yet to win a gun round here are Sinners, but they're in a pretty good position.
I see an even round coming in after all that. The AWP is up on Zedko now as well. Alongside 4Z. Double AWP setup, but Shock will be almost slightly confused why Zero's just walking through a smoke right at him, and he'll take the kill and look at it as if to say, why on earth would you do that? 2 kills immediately for Sinners off the back of Shock and 4Z, and a nice swing toward mid with a flash assist from B-Stick, working out perfectly to find Isaac. Zero's crept in, and he's crept in unawares to near frag. What can he do from this position? Spots where 2 players are, but he misses the first spray, and the instant trade comes in from ladder. That's a shame. That could have been so much more.
I mean, it was unfortunate because the players sort of fell off that pallet, right? Like that little wooden thing there. So Era had to, you know, adjust his spray. It took him a lot longer to get the kill. I think it's it might be a bench.
Yeah, a little workbench in window, I believe. I'm pretty sure. From memory, anyway. We should remember. It's Mirage. All maps.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't trust yours or my memory at this point, Trav.
Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not.
But what I will say is that it was actually just a nice round coming through from the CT side. You know, shutting down that initial aggression. I feel like GamerLegion were a bit gimmicky, pushing out of Palace, pushing out of Ramp at the same time.
Yeah,
not like they really had much going for them off the back of those pushes. They get shut down. They're going to have to dig a lot deeper than that on the T side to best Sinners. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it was a bit of a poor one from GamerLegion, as you say. Just basically walked through a couple of smokes into the scope. And that's a Deagle headshot, straight through the edge of the wall. 97 in 1 to Zedko. He's in trouble. He'll get pushed down, but thankfully B-Stick is still here. And the defensive utility will keep them at bay, keep these pistols at bay. And that should seal this one. I don't see a way, even with the ridiculous start we've had to this map, that 3 unarmored pistols can take down Sinners from this position.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen crazy things happen, but this would be right up there with it. And it does look like, at this point, it's more just about how many players Sinners can keep alive. And, well, Neofrag is answering that question quite quickly for us. This is going to be the lead for Sinners as well here on their opponent's map pick, so this is going to be a nice little boost to confidence for them. Just to touch on it again, that fight back on Nuke, bringing it from what I think was maybe like a 15-7 or at least a 15-8 scoreline. They lost the map 16-12, a lot more respectable. They showed some fight, they got some confidence and momentum, and it feels like that's been carried here into Mirage as well, which is good to see.
Yep. The last 4 Mirages for Sinners have been 3 losses and 1 win, and their 1 win came against Eternal Fire just the other day. Just yesterday, 28-25 in a best of 1. So, yeah, that was that's not exactly a clean one. Went on a long while. And when it comes to GamerLegion, although they have lost their last 2, like I said, to 4 Glory, which is the reason we see them in this 0-1 bracket today, losing to 4 Glory yesterday. They do have a good record in overall. They've beaten teams like Endpoint. They've beaten, I think, Fnatic as well on this map during the major qualifier. So, yeah, they've got a pretty good record. They've won 3 of their last 5. So, expect them to win this map, but not what you usually tend to see in these events. Usually the opposite happens.
Yeah, we've had a first-hand experience of that more often than not. Zedco blinded up, will be able to find the opening kill. I think that's towards Catwalk, yeah. Zero got very aggressive there. Zero has been playing aggressive in these gun rounds. What on earth is that shot there from Rusty? Looked like he was in mid-air when he hits that shot into Zedco. Either way, he's still been taken down. And there's just so many kills coming through for the CT side. And there hasn't been enough responses from the T side. It means they're reduced to a 1 versus 3. It's Eam who's left alone, but I mean, there's just still so much work to get done in the round here.
1 versus 3, and he doesn't even have any utility left. The bomb is in the CT's possession, so this is basically impossible. If he clears out B-Stick and Forzy somehow misses his AWP shot, then who knows? Will he clear his close right? That is the question. He won't. Easy kill for B-Stick. And that is a 5th round for Sinners. Looking quite good now on the CT side. Once again, they're building up a run that forces GamerLegion down to pistols. The odds are closing ever so slightly. GamerLegion, of course, naturally still the favourites, but you can see the live odds changing, and yeah, it's makes this game pretty interesting. Pistols again. And a reminder that you can scroll down and click the panels below the stream to get involved with our partners. We've got AstroPay, we've got MSI, and don't forget to enter our survey as well. If you do that, you've got a chance to win some nice skins. So have a quick check of that while we see these pistol rounds come in.
Yeah, I think once GamerLegion do get back to the gun rounds, we're going to have to see them applying a little bit more tactical depth than what they have in these past few rounds. We saw them in one round, super aggressive out of A ramp and Palace. We then saw them in the next gun round after that trying to push up Catwalk super aggressively. Not much, tactical prowess at all from GamerLegion, just trying to brute force their way through the rounds. And I think they need to give a bit more respect to Sinners because, well, Sinners have just proven they're going to just shut them down, finding all the kills necessary. Obviously, an eco round here from GamerLegion, so we're not going to expect too much out of them. They do have a bit of utility to aid their cause. They need to start finding some kills here in these rounds as well.
They have before, and they've won them before, but
that's true.
Damage done has been a bit more substantial this time. Isaac very low. Great flashbang. Forces Neofrag away, and they know they can only be there, but thankfully B-Stick is there in support, and now all the kills can come through. Nice stuff from Sinners. Not taking too many risks there, playing with each other. Lovely tap from Aaron. Okay. I thought for a second that could be a 2v2 that could be pretty scary, but thankfully Neofrag will answer back, and that leaves Era very low HP after that nice tap towards short. Could save the op with 20 seconds to go. I think he will, and even a little graffiti to say hello and goodbye.
All right, well, I love that.
What's he doing? Okay, there we go. We were stuck on the pallet for a second there.
Era, is it time to go back into the KZ server? Is that what's happening there, mate?
Maybe.
No, you see, listen, I can banter with Era because he follows me on Twitter because I'm cool like that. So
okay, fair enough. He didn't do the little hop off the edge of the van though to make his way.
Yeah, that's only what the really cool kids do.
Indeed.
Can you make that jump, Trav?
I made it once in like 1,000 attempts. I'm not even good at them. I'm not even good. Like, I'm a decent player, but I can't even make the window to cat jump consistently. So
do you scroll to jump?
I don't.
Spacebar.
I'm a spacebar jumper.
Classics is spacebar jumper.
Yeah. But at least I don't mouse wheel jump. At least I don't mouse wheel jump in the middle of a fight like professionals do. How about that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know you got your whole series of mouse wheel jumpers going on there. Your Twitter thread.
Yeah,
At Trav CS, guys, if you want to check it out, it's entertaining right now. Forcey's going to bring the entertainment to the server. AWP straight through the smoke, draws first blood. Eve's been taken down, so it's more of the same here as we get into another gun round. Rusty, though, has taken some initiative. I think he's going to be a lot further forward here than what Sinners expect.
Oh, that's a shame. He actually has to pull the trigger, though, because he sees a shoulder and thinks maybe I could have a chance to grab a head here, but no. And the kills are coming through for Sinners, so that piece of aggression have their chance to get a pick there, but the defensive shoulder peek didn't show too much of themselves, did Sinners, and it's working out nicely for them again. They're walking into the AWPs. Forzy's getting himself more kills. And Shock showing his prowess as always. Frag sticking around actually toward this connector smoke as well, looking for more. You'll hear the player running around toward chair.
Yeah, again, GamerLegion is going to have to try and fall back onto, some sort of secondary or even tertiary plan in the round here to try and make something happen. Lost that very early pick again, trying that fast-paced approach. There's always been a fast-paced element to every single one of their gun rounds so far, and it's been shut down on every single occasion. So maybe something they need to reconsider here, Trav. I'm not sure.
Damage is important here. 25 seconds to go. You have to try and find something. Shock easily gets one. That puts Rusty and Era into a situation where you'd kind of want to save, but I'm not sure whether they have the opportunity to just in mid like this. Rusty probably will be able to save in under, actually, and they can team up together. So, yeah, it's going to be a T-side save coming in. This time it is a pretty good idea to T-side save, because although they have, a total of $50 combined between the two, they do have utility to save as well this time. So now they're going to have something in this next round, especially with the full loss bonus coming in.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at as well. I'm wondering if they're just going to go for the Galil's armor in this round to complement the the weapons they saved in the previous round. Even something I like to just see teams fall back on is the very simple A execute in these types of situations. I think it's kind of underrated. Obviously, just not like the hard commit to A exec from spawn, but maybe a top mid smoke, one player just lurking top middle, having a bit of presence there, just so that you don't give them full information and control. And then you just fall back on the A exec standard smokes, molly under bulk and then towards bench, and try and deny the peaks. I feel like falling back on the percentage best plays is the best option. When things aren't going your way, just try and minimize the amount of exposure and variance in the round by keeping things as simple as you possibly can.
Absolutely. I'll be curious to see what they do on this one, though. They are investing into the Deagles, and invested down to 1,500 as well. They can afford to do that with the loss bonus, as I said, built up to maximum now. So they have something to work with here. Question is, Sinners at the moment in the ascendancy and looking very solid. Not looking like they want to drop anything like they did earlier to those Deagles. They've learnt from their mistakes. And they have plenty of players to defend here toward A if they do decide to go toward that position. Con player, Balk player, and CT player as well in 4Z has been hitting these shots. They only have, one flashbang, and interestingly, so they have one flashbang, they have two flashbangs, but interestingly, they actually go for a dry peek there to GamerLegion when they have utility available, so that was a bit of a risky one.
Yeah, they've made a couple of risky plays so far throughout this half, so I guess it's in line with their mantra. At least they've been able to keep all 5 players alive for an extended period here in this round. And they've still got a decent amount of util left remaining. One of those smokes gets deployed in towards snipers. They've got a couple of flashes amongst them as well. With Zero posted up in Palace, maybe a world in which they try and make this A split happen. I mean, Sinners haven't been directly contesting middle, but they have just been keeping tabs on it, right? But it's going to be Era who draws first blood with that saved AWP.
It's critical as well because it takes down his counterpart in 4Z. That's a great find to get. And look where Rusty is. He's keeping his way all the way in, but it's being watched by Nearfrag. It's going to be a hard one to trade now, but they manage it. Isaac tags him to the edge of the pillar there. But Shock, oh my goodness, only needs one bullet if you hit them in the head. And that was a beautiful shot toward Isaac. 3v3 still though, and Era just posted up looking for B-Stick, and he's found the rotation. Bomb can now go down with 10 seconds to go. And they will go down successfully, and Emma will even stop that flank coming in from Shock as well with that smoke up. Tries to creep his way through, but it's being stared at. Now it's all down to Zedco, 1 versus 3, and he's got the AWP. Pretty impossible, even though there's a kit dropped on triple. He's being flanked by Era. Era misses the shot amazingly, but in comes Emma, and that is a great round for GamerLegion. Get their 4th in unlikely fashion.
Era's just being a bro. He says already got 2 kills in the round. You can get your second frag there as well. He likes to just spread the love and share the load, but in the end, what actually matters is that GamerLegion win the round, and in fact, it's one of the most unlikely rounds that they've been faced with so far in terms of their chances of getting across the line, and they actually make it happen. I'd say Era's the hero, right, with that AWP, finding 2 integral frags, and that brings the Desert Eagles into the equation as well. So yeah, nice round for GamerLegion to win to make sure that Sinners just don't get too far ahead here on the CT side.
Indeed. I'll stop their economy a little bit. I'll have one more buy after this for sure, will Sinners, if they don't manage to save anything. Even if they don't manage to save anything. A reminder, of course, that this is the 0-1 match. So whoever loses this best of 3 does go down 0-2 in the bracket. So it's a bit worrying for them. Not out, but you're on the edge of it. And 2 teams would probably expect to make playoffs, so it's a rough one for them.
I'd say this round's actually really important when it comes to the context of the situation here in the half. Neofrag actually somehow going to be able to catch Rusty completely off guard, and I think that almost forces GamerLegion's hand. That's why Isaac has to try and get in towards the B bomb site here to try and make something happen in the round and create space for his team. But when he goes down as well, it only just worsens the situation you have for GamerLegion. 3 versus 5, and what do they really have to show for it? Going to have to be this A bomb site right now. They're in towards CT, one in Palace as well. Maybe they can make something happen.
Oh, they need something from this play. There's been so many situations where they've got a player into this position and it hasn't come with anything. And yeah, Shock's taken one. He has to swing now, and he does. Takes down the AWP from CT, but the bomb's still in T-spawn. 20 seconds to go. Finally picked up by Zero, but it's going to be such a hard hold for Imma here. What can he really do to help this bomb onto the site? It's going to be impossible. There's Beastly coming in to help out. You can only get one more in response as well. There was even a player coming in from the flank, of course, that dropped that bomb originally. So yeah, too much to handle for GamerLegion. Sinners now 8-4 themselves. It was GamerLegion who had an 8-4 on the first half of Nuke. It's now Sinners' turn to have the same scoreline. Opposite day.
Yeah, it is indeed. I mean, for me, it feels like GamerLegion, again, once they get into the gun round, they want to just fall back onto this more like spread out approach, trying to do multiple things at once across the map. It's sort of just relying on individuals to accomplish their own objectives. In that eco round, or maybe, call it a full eco, but they had those save guns and the Desert Eagles. Maybe because of the nature of the round and the weapons they've got, they decided to just play more sort of stacked up and grouped up with one another. They were taking a lot more time to work their way through middle. Once they had to trade, they were, way more successful in that regard. And I feel like they were way more convincing when they were playing as a unit type of thing as opposed to getting spread out. And it feels like Sinners have had no problem just picking them off kind of thing and getting kills and getting these 5v3s. And then GamerLegion just have to try and make some sort of a miracle play to win the round, and they can't. So yeah, I think we need to see them playing a bit more as a unit here and not get picked off as easily as they have been.
Yep. Little boost for Era in mid there to look down toward the bottom of Connector. There's a player on the pass there which I need to worry about, but Neofrag still wins that duel. Era will take his head off before he can retreat though, so that's a really good double trade. And now we're looking toward this position of Rusty. Shock's just waiting there in sandwich, not revealing himself at the moment. A weird setup right now, actually, for GamerLegion. They're just waiting for the aggression. You've got Isaac under. There's Shock just shoulder peeking that Palace position. Rusty is in there, as I said. Very defensive setup at the moment. Just waiting in a slow default with the bomb working its way slowly back toward the A site. One play here. It is just Shock.
Yeah, and he's in sandwich as well, which is a bit of an awkward position, right? Because it's not like you can really do too much from here once you've been compromised. Can't really get too many kills. It's very rough. As GamerLegion do start to make their way in towards this A site, the other problem for Shock is that he doesn't really have any support, right? So it's not like somebody can come through and throw a util. Oh, and they're just going to volley him up. He's got the kill on Rusty.
Yeah.
That's a huge kill for Shock because he was always going to get taken down there. Still a decent position for GamerLegion in the round, though, and made even better by Isaac's frag.
Oh, Zedko just runs in there and takes the immediate trade. So 2v2, still, round is still very much on. Smoke can come in here from Zero to cover off the top of Connector, but will they respect it? No, they won't. Zedko doesn't give a damn. He'll run straight through that and possibly throw a lurk smoke of his own to creep past toward the edge of bench. He has a line through the right-hand side of that. But now Zero and Era can reposition into decent after-plant spots. Zedko has an incendiary. There are 2 flashes, 3 flashes in total, actually. Forzy has the kit. There is a way back in for sure.
Yeah, they're just trying to patiently make their way forward, but they start to run out of time. Zeri gets the kill, gives his position away, and Era up close and personal has one shot, one opportunity, and he absolutely nails it. Up close and personal means GamerLegion get their 5th round here. They're just keeping themselves at arm's length in the game, right? It's not like Sinners have been able to just snowball and pull too far ahead, even though they had that run of 6 consecutive rounds. It's not like it's got them in like an incredibly dominant position. And if they lose this round, 8-7 is actually a very likely scoreline. You could say the same for the flip side, though. If GamerLegion loses, it could be 10-5. So, yeah, there's actually really no telling where this one's going to go by the end of the half.
Yeah, there's been plenty of close rounds, so money is sort of, as you say, in that swing stage of either team could be broken. Great grenade, goodness me. Isaac and Rusty already taken. Nevis makes no difference. 50 health off the both of them. And Zedko's doing great work on the defense here. Instant first step toward Isaac. Takes 0 as well. And the Mac 10 of Rusty should be about to be eaten up. Look how many players are here. There's a player jail. There's a player empty pillar. There's too much to deal with. And Zedko could be on for an ace here.
Oh, man. Great kills. He's been able to find himself a 4th as well. This B bomb site will not falter. Zedko has it on lockdown. I mean, also just want to point out, as you mentioned that util damage that comes through. The nade does a chunk of damage to a couple of players. That's actually what enables Zedko to get that first frag with the one-shot headshot. He takes Isaac down just with the beautiful little jiggle peek one-shot there. He checks his kill feed, probably doesn't even believe his eyes that he got that frag. Great shot there. But yeah, it just shows you, that little bit of chip damage that comes through from HG grenades can have lasting impacts in the round.
They do. Of course, the M4 has never been a one-shot headshot. So, all those grenades are really a critical factor to make it look a lot easier. And it did look easy there for Zedko. 4 lovely kills. I think there's probably a bit of some team damage there in the CT spawn, because 40's tagged down to 30 before we've even got into a duel. But there is a duel already with 1 minute 40 on the clock. Emma's just going in here. He wants to take matters into his own hands, but no. Shock stops him. The Molotov will keep Zero at bay for a little bit as well. He is the player on only the Deagle who has all the utility in this round, all of it. So he has to deploy it to help out his teammates, but at the moment, it can be too much to ask. Iro just creeping his way out. Forzy's already taken one as well. This is the only thing that could work. The flank, it does get one, 2v2. But there's another flank coming in, and Neofrag has the bomb. Oh no, that's rough. Just swings exactly at the right time. Here's Iro run in. And now it's all Rusty to try and find both the last 2 players. He knows the information on one. But does he know where B-Stick is?
Wisely played there by Neofrag as well, by the way. Doesn't actually hold the angle, even though he hears the footsteps from Era, because he knows there's a chance that Era might just be able to land like one of those ridiculous running, headshots.
Yeah.
But he just tucks himself behind the wall, and as Era thinks it's completely safe and probably shifts his focus, thinking about the plant itself, Neofrag steps up and gets the kill. And now he's just trying to make a menace of himself. Rusty will get flanked out by B-Stick. Good little 1-2 punch coming through there from Sinners, and they will conclude the first half with a 10-5 halftime scoreline. So they're going to be really happy with the way that first half goes down.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I think they'd be genuinely happy with that. It was 10-5 to GamerLegion on the first half of Nuke, and it's now 10-5 to Sinners on the first half of Mirage. As I said, the map picks going opposite ways you would expect so far. But let's see what GamerLegion can do now on their CT side. This can be a whole different kettle of fish. Let's see. We'd expect to see a lot from them. They haven't had a win in the last 2, but overall they've played this map so much they've had a pretty decent record on it. So, pistol on the way, B-Stick with the flash, 2 flashes, and the smoke with Zedko having one of his own as well. P250 on Zedko, of course, 2. No kit again, though.
Man, aim towards top middle, yeah. Ever so slightly missing out on a lot of information. He could have got those kills for free. He is going to be hearing the player here in towards TV room. That's the bomb carrier as well. So he'll be reaffirming his team strategy right now, which is a stack over towards the B bomb site.
Oh, look at this.
Oh my god, he's got the whole world in the palm of his hands right now.
Oh, he's got
able to get the 1 kill. Drop the bomb carrier though, that's the most important part. Isaac will get Neofrag and Emad's at second for the tally. So it's advantage GamerLegion.
That was really good. I mean, in situations like that, it can be so hard to multi-frag, but he does get a second and keeps his calm to keep his team in a 3v2. But look where Zedko is. Got control towards CT. Isaac has no idea, and that's an easy tap in the side of the head. Skull smashed, and Forzy's will be as well. Nice shot from Era. It's now all Zedko with that aforementioned P250. Bomb not in his possession, of course. He's trying a way to grab it or just get the kills, but not going to happen. Era stops him. Nice round from him and Era there. They were two players who performed pretty consistently on Nuke, and seal the CT pistol for GamerLegion.
They've been big here on Mirage as well. Both those players have 14 kills, nearly double anybody else in their team. It's just Isaac who's got 9, 7 for Rusty, 6 for Zero. On the flip side, you got 16 kills on Neofrag. Everybody in double digits, all between 16 and 10 frags. So everybody from Sinners has just elevated their game coming here into Mirage, and it's good to see.
So we're not going to see a force buy battle either, for the first time in this entire series, because this time there's been no bomb plant on the T-pistol, so we're going to go for the 5 Glocks, and actually just 1 P250 on Neofrag. If Aero drops down to check underpass right now, he's going to be met with quite a few players, in fact all 4 of them, with just the bomb lurking in Palace looking for a cheeky plant.
I actually really like that from Sinners to have the bomb carrier in Palace, because now when Eames says so many players towards lowers, he's probably going to pull that A side player's attention away, and he's hoping he can come out, but nah, not going to be taking Zero's attention that easy. In fact, Zero gets robbed of the kill. Eam will find that one as well, and himself and Error, they find all 5 frags between them, so they just continue to rack up the big numbers here, man.
Indeed they do.
10-7. Ooh. Okay, I don't know, it feels like to me like this is the gun round, right? That's going to sort of indicate what direction this half is going to go.
This is such a critical one, as you say, being able to buy on round 3 rather than have a 3-0 start. And often get yourself back in, because you still have the lesser weaponry, of course, the MP9 and the FAMAS, no AWP yet. Or GamerLegion. Of course, he has his. For this setup, though. Nice double setup toward the corner of ramp. Always will work out for a 1-for-1, unless there's a big whiff, and there isn't, of course. Zero does get that trade, gets a free AK upgrade, and yeah. They're going to have full control of A. They can just clean it out entirely. This is going to be a bit of a shock for B-Stick. How will he choose to peek this? He's going to see 3 players on his screen. Oh no, can he get away? He's going to be peppered by utility as well. In it comes. How many can he get? Headshot angle. Needs 1, gets 1. And that's going to force GamerLegion to retreat. So B-Stick's done his job there. Very good.
Yeah, absolutely massive that he gets a frag. GamerLegion were looking for the fight. They got the fight, but they weren't able to win the fight. And now it looks like Sinners have actually made the call that they want to try and get themselves in towards B. There's still a lot of time left remaining though, so they don't actually have to commit, and they won't be. So there we go. Oh, Neofrag, he's burning. Brought down to 12 health. B-Stick has 8 health. I mean, it's not a done deal just yet.
20 health combined between the two.
Zedko's been brought down as well.
Basically, could be... Oh, okay.
My God,
never mind.
bro.
I was about to say that this round is probably in GamerLegion's favour, just by looking at the health alone, despite the disadvantage when it comes to the manpower, but who knows? It could still be the case. Easy kill for Emma. Zedko gives up the information as they run up towards short. What's the call for Sinners here? You've got 30 seconds to go. Bomb's going toward Palace. Rusty could have a field day. It's Forzy, of course, on the AWP as well. Glass Cannon is the one on full HP, but they check it beautifully. No, they don't check it beautifully. Okay. In the end, Rusty incredibly lucky to get away with 1 kill, and now Neofrag has control of Murder Hole, so that's so important. It's so hard to get your way through there, but of course, considering he's so low, he does retreat, and it baits them into Forzy, but Forzy misses the shot. Incendiary toward connector. Little did he know there's no one in that position at the moment. He's convinced there is, but with no kit, he's going to have to hurry on this clutch, trying to bait out the position. Spots 1, there it is, and now it's just the glass cannon AWP of Forzy. It's not planted for him. He can just go for a hold right now, but there's no kit. Forzy's going to run in and surely take him down here. In it comes, and there we go. He flicks up, but can't find the shot, and Forzy makes up for his misses. Goodness me, what a round.
Yeah, that was actually a really big effort in the end from Sinners to make sure they got across the line there. I mean, I'd say they had the advantage throughout, but it still, was a lot of work to be done there. It looked like with that kill onto Rusty, I think the player got hitched on the ladder while he was shooting at Rusty, which then just completely ruined the accuracy, right? So Rusty got that kill, but unfortunately with only 1 frag, it wasn't enough to leave his teammates in a winnable clutch. Unfortunately, Eam just had too much work to do, and without the kit, I mean, it was pretty much mission impossible. Will be a full gun round coming through from GamerLegion in response to losing that. No AWP in play, which could also prove to be a bit of an impactful, difference between the two teams here. The fact that Forzy has his, because he's been having a lot of impact with his AWP so far.
Yeah. A good recovery there from Sinners, getting through that round on the low health. Now what can you do with this one? They have I mean, there's a minute 10 to go, right? And they've actually used a lot of their utility already. They've got 4 flashes, 2 smokes, and a singular Molotov left. So, well, GamerLegion don't have much of their own. They do have 4 smokes, so they can waste the clock down as much as they possibly can in this situation. If it was Inferno, they'd be looking well set, but of course an opener map like, or more open map like Mirage can often be completely different to that. But what do they do, Sinners, with the limited util they have left? It's now just 1 smoke, 2 flashes and a Molotov. What's the call?
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a waterfall out of Palace here towards the A-bomb side. This is such a ballsy, bold call coming through from the T side. And it's going to be a fresh smoke in towards Palace as well. They're going to have to come charging straight through that. No one's actually watching it right now for GamerLegion. Zero does come through to able to get 2 kills, damage done through the smoke as well. Little does he know, Eam will finish off that frag. Oh, Sinners. They had to go for a bit of a gamble there, considering the fact they hadn't done much damage in the round. But wait, it's actually not done just yet. Forsey caught in the open. Rusty tries to deny the plants and actually gets the kill. Brings it into the 1v1, but there's no time. And it is going to be Isaac who keeps himself alive. And Trap, guess what? GamerLegion win the round.
Yeah, that was a wild one. The amount of damage that was done there by Zero after that fresh smoke, as you say, toward Palace was insane. He had no idea, as you say, that he got the collateral dink on the player behind as well.
Yes, exactly, on the third, yeah.
Activates Imma to easily get that kill. And yeah, once again, it's the duo. Look at them, 19 and 15, 17 and 12. All 3 of the other GamerLegion players all aren't in double digits yet. 999. Don't call 999 unless it's an emergency.
Oh, Juice WRLD. Shout out to Juice WRLD. He's got the 999. That's his local digits.
I'll be honest with you, I'm so out of touch. Yeah. I didn't even know that.
That's okay, Trav. I mean, each their own. We all have our own preferences and our likes in life. That's why we balance each other out. The one thing that we do have in common is Formula One, and it's not actually something that we've spoken that much about.
No, we love a bit of F1. I'm sure a lot of you guys in chat will have watched qualifying today.
Yeah, and if you didn't, then just mute the stream now. Because,
mute now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have to talk about it either way. Yeah, Formula One just starting this weekend is an exciting.
It's a big week.
Did the Drive to Survive also get you into F1?
Thing is, I've liked Formula One since 2007. So from the very beginning, not the very beginning, but I am just 1. I'm old. 2. Even as a super fan of F1, I've actually never watched Drive to Survive because, I want to one day, but I've heard a lot of stories about it being, maybe a little bit too overdramatic for what actually is happening and stuff like that. It's interesting though. I mean, I do read about it.
To be completely honest, I knew of F1 before. I mean, my dad was big into it, but I never really got into it myself. And then I watched Drive to Survive, and I was absolutely hooked. So it definitely served its purpose and got me into it. But now I'm not as much of a fan of Drive to Survive because I've kind of gotten into really the motorsport side of things and actually the proper like the genuine racing side of Formula One. Whereas Drive to Survive is just like pure drama and storylines and. It's not really actually just like race-based narratives, and so it kind of feels like you're watching more of like a drama series or something. And
exactly.
You know what? Like, no shade thrown to it. I really loved it when it got me into it. And from if you're not like a hard purist, and if you don't love F1. It's a really good way to bring new fans into the sport as well, So
absolutely, I agree. Like I don't dislike it for that fact, right? I think it's good because it's made it even more popular than it once was. Like the advancement in the socials that it's really opened it up. But yeah, we'll have to see how the season progresses. I'm sure, as I said, a lot of you will have watched qualifying and will be excited by the grid. I certainly am. I do believe we're casting tomorrow while the race is on, but don't worry, we'll have it on the second monitor. We'll have it. We'll have it cheekily on in the background just to double check what's going on.
Yeah, but
this round is actually. Yeah, this round is actually not beyond the realms of possibility that we could get a plant here, but unfortunately there's a player in apps which probably will stop that dream. BC's got the 2 kills with the saved rifle. Should get hopped on. 4 seconds, just about manages it. Should get jumped on though by Isaac, and in we go. Oh, he's not there in time though. Only just manages to get it before he pulls out his gun. So that was actually a pretty good round from Sinners. They had the 1 rifle. Beastie got 2 kills with the grill and then picked up an M4 to get his second, and they get a bomb plant. So really not too bad.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Very successful. If you had offered that to them at the start of their eco round, they definitely would have taken it. 11-9 though, Trav. We saw a fight back from Sinners on the previous map, but that was from like 15-8. That's a fight back. They lost the map 16-13 in the end there. GamerLegion are fighting back a lot earlier than that. They're not letting Sinners get nearly that far ahead. And at 11-9, I'm starting to fancy GamerLegion's chances here again. They don't have much cash in the bank, but I think they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves here on the CT side, even though they're down by 2 rounds.
That's it. Gonna be it. Basically, I'm counting this in my brain as like an even game, right? Because now GamerLegion are on the CT side, and I really feel like, even though there's a 2-round difference, there's nothing to call between these two teams at this stage. Let's see how it goes. Entropiq is stuck behind his smoke toward the back of the mid boxes, and he's getting peppered by more utility. In comes the resmoke from Era. Surely will get swung on, and yeah, that was he really did reveal himself there. Did Era? Of course, he took that kill easily, and now Emma's going to be hard for him to jump away. Just manages it. Gets 1 kill before he manages to do that. Entropiq, as I said, is low, and Isaac's pushed all the way through. Can he win the duel? Oh my goodness. Check by csgo. Okay, that's probably a Sinners round now.
That is a massive kill coming through from csgo in towards lowers. I mean, if he goes down there, it's pretty much, back into a 50-50 round, I would say. But there should be should be very rough or very tough for GamerLegion to make something happen now. 2 versus 4. Bit of damage done to a few players. And it does look like Sinners are still taking some time to decide where they want to end up here. I think it is going to be the A site, which is the better call when you see the way that GamerLegion are set up right now. Yeah. Not much cash in the bank either for the CT side, by the way. So lose this round, they're going to be economically reset.
Yeah, they're going to have not much at all, as you say. Maybe they can get Deagle armor and some pistols, but that's probably it. Molotov toward jungle will lock away Imma from doing any damage on the defense. Zero is obviously miles away toward B, so Bomb can go down safely with that Molotov and smoke up, and it should be a 12-9. And Emma will lurk away back toward B to save with his teammate. So a duo save probably does afford them a buy in the next.
I don't know. I mean, they're going to get what? They only get $1,400, right? They don't have any accumulated round loss bonus on the CT side. So
it's going to be close.
400? I mean, Zero won't be able to afford to drop. Even could drop an M4. Era could afford a FAMAS. It's not going to be pretty. They could have a couple rifles, a few weaker ones in the mix as well. I wonder what they're going to end up opting for. They don't really want to allow Sinners to get to 13-9 either. That just feels like it's such an imposing scoreline.
Yeah, let's see. As you say, there can be one M4 afford to be bought up, and I think they've already dropped one. There we go. So we have a FAMAS. So we can have 4 rifles in total, I think. Isaac could go for a FAMAS and Kevlar himself, but I'm expecting an MP9. Let's see. They're stopping guns around now, as you can see, in spawn. We're going to get a scout on Era. Okay. That's not too bad, because their utility level is good as well. It's not like they're just going for a full force with nothing else other than weaponry. So it's all right, but it's now a critical round. If they lose this one, we're looking at 14-9.
Does look like it is going to be the AXQ coming through here from Sinners. Not much, depth to the round whatsoever. Just straight up early on. Smoke's in place. Rusty going to have to use smoke of his own here. Yeah, there we go. Does come through. Obviously going to give his position away. csgo comes flying around the corner. Gets the kill. Takes a dink for his trouble. More kills coming through here. It's Emu's actually dropped in towards Sandwich. He replaces his fallen teammate. He needs to get a multi-kill though, and that's exactly what he's going to do through the edge of the smoke. He finds 4C. Only B-stick left remaining. 1 versus 2. Able to find the first. It's Era with the scouts. He's landed the leg shot, and he'll go back with the USP. Finishes off the round, and GamerLegion keep themselves in the hunt.
Oh my goodness, how close was that? As you say, the word replace is the most remarkable thing about that, because he actually did just jump in towards Sandwich and replace the player sitting in Sandwich. Imma gets 2 kills from that, spraying toward Palace as well. And yeah, that was a great hold from him. Basically seals around in the end. Era, of course, that was a very, very close fight with the scout. Surprised that he got down to that position, but at the end of the day, of course, that will keep Sinners still very much in the ascendancy, knowing GamerLegion only won that round with 1 player alive. In the end, only just recovering it with the USP. So much damage. Surprising that it got to that level. But, another day, perhaps B-Stick even sprays him down through the edge of ticket. This window smoke's about to fade. Entropiq could get a free kill here toward Era. How long will he stick around? I don't think they have any idea that he's made his way in toward ladder room so easily. Shock's behind the connector smoke as well. Can he flick up and take Rusty? That's a bit of a standoff, but no, Rusty spots him first. Great find.
Yeah, that's a huge kill, isn't it? Still more work to be done here before Rusty can clock out. More from us action coming through right now. It's the AWP that reigns supreme, gets the man advantage and play for the T side. Eric can't hit the shots either. Oh, Sinners have got themselves another 4 versus 2. This one they absolutely should convert. It's only Isaac left remaining. Oh god, misses the first few shots. Won't be able to get the low HP bomb carrier either. That's just so rough for Isaac.
Yeah, they're not even...
have an HE though. Okay, that might do the job. No, he's too far.
Still finds him, but... This is a weird one. I mean, he knows he's dropped the bomb. If he wins this duel... Oh, no, near frag. Is that a mouse wheel jump? Is that what we all talk about? We all spoke about it earlier.
Are you adding another one to the tally there?
I might be. We're not going to see that from Neofrag's POV, unfortunately. But let's see. Forzzy's low HP. He's on a glass cannon AWP in this round. He's going on a full rotation round to CT, but this could be the play. Oh, it's so well played from Forzzy. Isaac would have had no clue, as we saw, that he'd made his way all the way background ramp towards CT, of all places. It's the smartest rotation I've seen for a good minute. And look at the money on GamerLegion. They're completely and utterly broken.
Well, I mean, they nearly dropped a 4 versus 2 there, which would have been an absolute disaster. In the end, it will go the way of Sinners because of a really heads-up play there. As you say, good decision-making. He couldn't have hesitated either because there was barely any time. And imagine that, like, that massive sigh of relief as he comes around the corner and you can see the player underneath Palace. Even takes the extra second to make sure he lines up the headshot, gets the kill. It's going to be Neofrag who opens up the round here as well. It's a 4-spy from GamerLegion, and it's looking bleak here. Trav lose this round. It's 15-10 before they can buy up again, and I'd say we're probably on course to go to a third map at that point.
Feels like it, doesn't it? It really does. Neofrag peeked very aggressively toward ramp early in this round and got a cheeky headshot, but Isaac has answered back with the scout. Shock creeping in toward the edge of Balk. It's underneath at the moment. Scout is towards CT, looking for a tap, and won't reveal himself with the Deagle under Balk as of yet. Now they're running away. Bomb is still in T spawn. We are grouping back up together. Looks like we are going toward A in the end. Imma has lurked in though, and considering Neofrag was just literally in this position under 15 seconds ago, they might not check the cubby this time. Zedko's making doubly sure though, so I think he will most certainly check his angles as you would expect. But it's a nice idea for him, even if it doesn't work out. It's being looked for. There it is, but he still hits the headshot. Drops the bomb as well. Can the AWP get through the trade? It can't. Big miss from Forzzy. Is this a way back in for GamerLegion? The scout's doing more damage from CT as well. More Deagle spams come in as well from Era. Now it's all down to Neofrag. Drops down, does get the one kill. He can still win this, as you say, but there's a player with the bomb on the flank as well. That is Rusty. He's holding the angle. Reload's coming in, but he's missed the Deagle shots. Almost recovers it, does Neofrag, but Rusty just about hits the head. And oh my goodness, they even save an AWP and an AK from that. GamerLegion are still alive.
That was never their round for the taking. They should never have been able to win that one. Huge play there from Eam. He even got hard clear by Zedko. We were probably just both sitting there watching like, yeah, Zedko's done everything that he needs to get this kill. But Eam just hit such a sick headshot there. And the fact that he finds the second kill is actually really the frag that untaps the round for GamerLegion. The AWP misses, his heart goes into his mouth, and he ends up losing his life out. And all the other kills roll through after that for GamerLegion. 13-11, it's a 4-spy from Sinners. If they lose this, it's 13-13, Travis, and Era's already gotten the first kill. Oh god, and the second. And you must know it's serious when I use your full name. It's like your parents when they use your full name. You know you're in trouble.
Listen, I'm Travis or Trav. It's fine by me. I don't mind either way. All good, all good. It's not like calling me adding the extra IS makes me feel like I'm naughty or anything.
It's a game changer, man.
Fine.
What do you mean? Completely changes the complexion.
I don't know. Want me to call you Matthew in the future?
Oh god, that just makes me want to cringe and twirl into a ball and die.
Hang on a second. B6 he's in a dirty one dig. Neofrag's still alive with the AK as well. They have forced into this one completely. Look at the money. So Era needs to be careful here. There's low HP on Rusty and Era, and he's missed his shot. B6 taking him down. Okay, bomb can go down toward A now. Isaac needs to rotate in here and help out Rusty as he's low HP. But B6 recovered the AWP from CT as well. This flank will either win or lose this round. Has to be the player to do the work. Isaac's creeping in. B6 holding the angle. Scope might have been heard. He's just waiting for it, and he wins the duel. It's now all down to Neofrag, but he gets swung on. What a swing from Isaac. What a kill. You would have expected Neofrag to take that, but they made it hard for themselves, but GamerLegion get 12.
Man, oh man, Isaac, what a sick play coming through from him there in the 1 versus 2. Oh, I say 1 versus 2. It was essentially was a 1 versus 2 there towards CT.
Yeah.
He didn't have any help or assistance coming through from his teammate from ramp and gets both those kills pretty much single-handedly. Even the shadow advantage there for Neofrag doesn't even make a difference. Isaac just tears his head right off, and that's a huge multi-kill coming through from him. And as a result, just one round that separates these two teams. Sinners looks like they're stalling out here on this T side, Trav. Going to be employing the airstrike here with 4 HE grenades, probably through that top middle smoke. Anyone to catch?
1, 2, 3, 4. Thankfully, there's no one there to receive it. In the end, it's looking very clean from GamerLegion. Yeah, they're going to survive with all 5 players alive here. This is looking very good.
Oh,
Sinners are looking
huge.
a bit... They're going to be scared now as Sinners. They've had such a great lead in this half. They've lost a few rounds, which they should most certainly not have. And now GamerLegion are back in the ascendancy after that eco victory. Oh, no.
Look at the Pinnacle betting odds, 1.23. Pinnacle's kind of been sitting there with Sinners as they've been fighting back here on Mirage, thinking, all right, there's probably a chance that we go to a decider, but... Oh, man, GamerLegion have turned the tide. And it's this gun round right here, right, for Sinners, because if they lose this, it's not like the game is over, but it's more just a statement than anything else if GamerLegion get the lead. And look at the aggression here and towards lower Zco. Might get completely off guard. Error. Snapshot there to draw first blood. 24 kills to his name in the map, and he might not even be done here in the round.
13 all, and you push aggressive underpass with an AWP of all things. Era, you are a madman, but that's what you can do if you shock. I'm talking about shock. Zero's going to be shocked. Shock is out ramp toward Tetris already. He had no idea, but now look where Era is. He's going aggressive on all these kills. No scope up close. Oh my goodness. He's just holding doubly with the AWP this round. What's going on? That was a bit of a step too far. Now it's all down to Isaac and Rusty. He gets 2 more. What is that burst from Isaac? What? What have we just watched in this round? B-Stick 1v2.
Isaac was so damn smart there because once he swings across and towards Ticket, he sees the player on ramp, even though he gets the kill on the player on stairs. So he knows he can't step back out. My God, Rusty finishes it off. But Isaac played that so clever because he's watching Palace. And once the players ramp realize, okay, he's not going to re-peek us. We need to close the gap. That's exactly when Isaac steps out. He just taps them into oblivion as well. The multi-kill on the lineup, a couple collateral bullets there, no doubt. How on earth do GamerLegion pull that round out of the furnace? Era made a super big mistake. They decided to get so aggressive. Rush of blood to the head. Nearly cost them everything. But it's GamerLegion in the lead.
That is unbelievable. I could not believe how aggressive Era went for that frag toward Tetris. You could understand why. He had full information. But he exposes himself to ramp so obviously. It just was never the right play in my book. But of course, that's why we're casting it and they're playing it. In the end, Isaac steps up and to get that incredible burst to make it a triple kill in total, and they're aware that Neofrag could be in the smoke. They do go 1 for 1, thankfully. Era will be feeling a bit hard done by with that one, but we're only a few kills away from 15 now, GamerLegion. Need to be careful with another connector player, and then Zedco takes him. So now he has a free AWP to work with, but thankfully the kills come back in response. This has been a wild, goodness me, I really cannot explain what's been going on the last few rounds. It's been completely above and beyond the expectations that we've had, and in the end, Isaac takes shock, and 15's confirmed. The result is expected, but again, it's not the easiest of ways to get there.
You are bang on though that this has just been some like outrageous Counter-Strike. I'd say the only stable thing that we've had throughout this half so far, one word, Isaac. He's the only stable we've had. Like, he's just been so good every single round so far. I think he had, I'm not joking, I think something like might have been like single-digit kills coming into the second half. He has just been insane on the CT side.
As indeed.
Rusty lands the cat jump, looking for the first kill at range, sprays down B-Stick. But look at Neofrag. Oh man, nearly finds 2. Zero will just peek out in time to get the trade. 4 versus 3, Sinners looking to fight with their lives.
That's pretty amazing. That's basically a carbon copy play that they did in the previous round. Just one player going out, and then again, they're just walking through smokes. Why? I mean, they're in a man disadvantage. I understand it. It's not like it's the stupidest play. They need to make something happen, but walking through a smoke when you know there was a player just watching it. There was a player just there a second ago. Yeah. Maybe they're expecting them to turn away. It's such a gamble. But yeah. I don't know, man. That's a weird one.
Forcia and Zedco. 2 versus 4. To not only keep Sinners in the map, but in the series as well. Otherwise, the 0-2 bracket and the Swiss stage awaits. Team wants to get information, peeks out connector, loses his life. And with that, looks like Sinners want to try and pounce here. Maybe try and shift in towards the safe sites a little bit quickly with some gas behind them. Continue to edge their way forward. There's a player in Palace, though, so Zero's got a really nice position taken up there.
Oh,
and
no.
Rusty, he's going to be having the cross under lock and chain.
It's too much. It's definitely too much. Rusty seals it. Gets himself to 20 to finish off the map as well with that 2k spray down. And GamerLegion managed to recover that deficit that they faced on Mirage. And they now put themselves back up to an even standing in the Swiss group stage. That's 1-1 now for them. And Sinners 0-2. They're going to be looking back at that demo, I think, Hayes, at some of the things they did on T-side there, thinking to themselves, okay, that was perhaps a little bit of a step too far for us on some of the plays we made.
Yeah, I think both teams, it was almost like who could make the least amount of mistakes on Mirage was the team that was going to go on to win that match. There was some messy Counter-Strike from both of the squads. In the end, it gets like that, right? Like, you got to be able to make it work at the face of the coal mine as well sometimes and win those messy games. Can't always be pretty. What matters is that GamerLegion got across the line, and in a 2-0 fashion, they'll be feeling very good about themselves. So I wonder if we're just going to bring up the table here, have a quick look at the updated standings. Never mind, we are actually going to be coming back with another game, Trav. So you know what? Let's just build that anticipation a little bit and wait until we do have that next match, and we'll bring the table up. So guys, as I said, we're going to be taking a break. 0-0 Nation versus Into the Breach is the game that awaits, Trav. We're going to be having Try versus Smooya on the AWPs. Of course, Smooya recently announced as a trialing player, for the Into the Breach squad. So super excited to see him in the team. We are going to be taking an extended break until then. So we'll be back in about 45 minutes with that last game of the day. Catch us then.